I was saying I wish the Padres won yesterday.
Yeah, I wish the Astros won yesterday too.
I didn't even know they played.
Wow.
How many points did they get?
Oh, that's the June Gloom can?
Yeah.
Is that what you got there,
Pretty
Pat?
good.
Yes, it is.
Look at that.
Ah.
Last time I saw this can was
like
a
that.
5-hour brunch with Estella at Gravity Heights.
Hey,
Where do you think the guys got the beer from?
Hey.
super can jealous right now.
Whoa!
There we go. There you go. Be the display, Pat.
Hey. June Gloom.
Oh, look at that, y'all.
That
Like I
was
used to do this for a
T-model's
living.
good.
Easy.
Oh, that looks great, Amy.
Ooh,
It's a good beer.
man. That's beautiful.
It's a good beer. Wish I had some. Skip.
Yeah, you got skipped. Oh, that,
Oh,
You got Skip. That's Skip. Just kidding. Love you, bro.
Look at this pour, you guys.
Wow.
I'm drinking a different beer, but it looks like I'm drinking the same thing.
Somebody's
Okay.
done that before.
Dang, look at pretty. Show us that beer, friend.
That is awesome.
It would have been super embarrassing if I would have poured it like bad.
Model.
Or had it, yeah.
Great. It's a
I don't know. It's still
Magical.
pretty awesome when it's like overflowing and like the foam's just gently rolling down the side of the glass. It's pretty awesome.
Only if you're standing over your sink. If not,
True.
you're like, oh man, I gotta take my
Well,
floor.
you have the cactus right there just in case. Just feeds the
Yeah, that's how my plants, look so nice.
Love it.
I don't think anyone's surprised by that.
No.
Best day. I actually have. Are we?
That's why you tune in early
This
for
beer?
the bloopers.
We are 2 seconds away from pushing a button and being official. And so that's 3, 2,
Okay.
1. Here we go. Holy shit!
I was waiting
Welcome
for
to
it.
the Indie Beer
Wow.
Show. As always,
Hi,
Abel pulled
guys.
up a great screen.
Hello.
Yeah. This week we have a SD Beer News mega show for you, but we didn't even hesitate. We started the show drinking already. This is a June Gloom from Gravity Heights. Yes, let me zoom in on that model right there. A professional beer modeler, Abel.
Yeah.
But thank you to Estella. She was the person that provided this beer this week. And so let's ask her thoughts. What do you think?
I really like it. That's why I grabbed some for the show. Along with me going to a 1:30 brunch that ended about 6. So yeah, it was a great day at Gravity Heights.
Great day.
Own it. That's how
And
you
also,
do it.
I was saying
It
also a
happens.
usual day at Gravity Heights.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no shortage of fun there.
I just got the name. That's clever.
So this week we've got a really special show about our co-host Brandon. After spending a decade and a half almost writing about everything San Diego beer, he decided to start his own effort. And so over that time, he was San Diego Magazine's first ever beer writer. He was San Diego Reader's first ever beer writer. We have many friends that have followed in his footsteps and took over his positions everywhere he's gone. But then he was the last and most prestigious for us anyway. He was the senior editor for West Coaster. And unfortunately, that job died with COVID. And why sit on your laurels when you have all this incredible knowledge and connections in the industry? You don't. So out of an effort to continue writing for San Diego beer and his own self and to promote everything San Diego beer and give it an elevated platform, day before, Tuesday, he launched San Diego Beer.news. Congratulations, Mr. Hernandez.
Who's sitting on SanDiegoBeerNews.com.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers, y'all.
And we brought a bunch of people that he's collaborating with for this effort onto our show because that's what we're all about. Teamwork, cooperation, and collaboration. Everything that has helped make the San Diego beer scene successful, we try to practice as well. Let's start with some of our guests. Mr. Tyson fucking Blake, King of Bacon Fest, Beer Fest food pairing guru, now basically owner of O'Brien's. I know with discounting Tom's involvement a little bit, but whatever. And
Collaboration and partnership. That's what it's about. Like what you guys said. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you are going to be the lead of the culinary content on SD Beer Knows. So what's
excited.
kind of your thought process and what are you hoping to bring to San Diego?
Oh man, San Diego is super rich in amazing beer and amazing food. And the food scene's just been elevating over the last decade. It's already been in a great place. Really excited to get the call from Brandon. And I think he already knew the answer when he asked. And I was just like, fuck yeah, I'm in. Let's do this. I think I answered the question in 30 seconds. I had an email back to you, Brandon.
It was good. I was really impressed.
I was just like, yeah, of course. Because I don't want to get my knees taken out or shins or anything. He's a little guy, but he's fucking tough.
Yep.
No.
He's got connections.
But awesome admiration. I love the way this guy's right. We've worked on a lot of things over the years. And so when he came to me with this, I was like, we're fucking doing this. Let's go.
And all the best.
That attitude is another key reason. I mean, he is a great chef. He's great with beer and food. He's great as a personality that understands the minds of all these chefs in town. And that's why they get along so well. But at the same time, there's this passion that you can't manufacture. And you see that in Tyson on a daily basis. And I mean, I'm talking from every phase of life, like the way he cooks, the way that he stocks the bar, the way that he talks to people down to the hugs. You never walk into O'Brien's and don't get a passionate reception. And so I'm like,
thank you.
It's really necessary when you're doing something like this. And I was just like, everything about Tyson is wonderful. And the skill set that he has is to me, unparalleled. And I can't wait to see what he does with it. I mean, as somebody who's tried to do it, I know it's not always easy, but I'm no Tyson. So it's going to be awesome.
Stop it. Come on. I'm going to be leaning on you hard, brother.
Yeah. And his wife
That's going to be
hot.
rough. I'm going to need some support.
Got the hot wife behind me, too.
And his wife is hot, and she's amazing, and I love her, too.
She's an amazing cook. We go back and forth all the time with food and pairings, and she's going to bring some photography and video shipped to this venture as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun just to play. Working off exactly what you guys brought up about the Indie Beer Show, that collaboration, that partnership, and bringing friends, brewers, chefs, anybody who wants to play really together that has a passion and cares about either the beer or the food or both, even better. We're going to bring out those that are just into food. We're going to show them pairings and beers, and hopefully open a door for those that maybe haven't opened that door before but should have, and those that are into beer that maybe don't enjoy particular items on the plate, that they're going to get their mind blown, and we're going to have some fun with it. Definitely some of the things that I'm looking forward to doing. Cheese and beer pairing, I think, was one of the first ways that a lot of us were introduced. Yes, Lexi, pumped about this, and I think that's really kind of where probably a lot of people that got into pairing were introduced. So I want to. That's just something we can involve Venissimo. We can involve cheese shops and mongers, and create some fun pairings that people are going to be able to just go shopping for these items at Whole Foods or Venissimo and make some picks of their own, and then start playing. We're gonna do some suggesting, pull out some flavors and things that you might not expect, and just have a lot of fun with that. We're gonna bring friends in to share for a little share and pair session, some dishes that chefs might enjoy as their favorite things, favorite dishes that they're doing on their menu at that moment, even a favorite protein, and we're just going to play. So
nice. That'll be fun because people can't really do that during COVID. So it'll be a nice way for them to collaborate.
Yeah, and one of the things we're doing right now at O'Brien's is starting every other week right now, a 3-course pairing. And we want to offer things like that on the site as well. So I think putting together a 3-course pairing that you could go shopping for and do at home, maybe with some videos and clips on how to do particular cooking techniques, but just having fun and messing around. Not just one beer that's going to go with this, but like, here's 7 beers, here's contrast, here's something that's going to work along with flavors, but have a lot of fun and just make it go. So I'm looking forward to messing around with you guys.
That is freaking great and really good encapsulation of why Brandon reached out to you first. But also, trust me, he didn't have a backup plan. He was like Tyson.
I honestly never got past.
You know, I was going to say no.
True.
That's why he's like, yeah, he's going to say yes. I'm just going to go with this one.
I guess I lucked out because I really didn't come up with a number 2. So thanks for making me not have to, because I'm really thrilled about it. I mean, legit.
Nice.
It's going to be my pleasure. I'm looking forward to it. Anything for you, bro.
Hey.
Aww.
See, that's like a
That's so
great
nice.
pandemic time.
I want to just get in there.
You're gonna break the camera. Don't do that. You're gonna break the camera.
Well,
You're gonna break the shower door.
Ooh,
I wanna
wait, that sounds like a story.
But
But we're not going to tell it right now.
I miss Pat so much, man. I want to get together, bro. And this I'm sorry, I'm drinking Bonafide before you guys.
Yeah, Tyson's a whole beer ahead, so Tyson's living in the future. Enjoy that, man. Let's check in with the upper right-hand square. Abel's previewing beer number 2. Danielle, push Abel out of the way for a second. And hello, ladies.
Yes, friend.
It's so cool to have you on the show.
Move it, Abel. Move it.
Besides just being awesome, you're also a DJ on 91X and also the host, or a host, I guess I should say, of Beer for Breakfast ABV, sponsored by Karl Strauss, with Paul Segura, everyone's favorite brewmaster, and also you are just an awesome beer chick. So
thank you. I always say, if it's not for Paul, I'm just a drunk girl on camera. Let's do this. If it's not for Paul, Paul brings the credibility to Beer for Breakfast.
Yeah.
I don't think you give yourself enough credit.
Yeah, exactly. Give yourself more credit, first off, and secondly, what do you plan on using SC Beer News for, and how to help build your platform at ABV? What are you bringing to the news network?
Well, when Brandon asked if Beer for Breakfast wanted to be a part of SC Beer News or San Diego Beer News, I was just like, yeah, dude, absolutely. Brandon has been one of the biggest champion supporters of myself and Beer for Breakfast since I started. He's one of the first people that I met in San Diego Beer, and has been so gracious. So as soon as he did his own venture, I was just like, hell yeah, man, let's do this. And the thing that I'm looking forward to the most is for anybody who doesn't listen to 91X and may not know 91X is a big supporter of craft beer in San Diego. That's the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to showing the audience. Because, as much as I would like to think that everybody knows about Beer for Breakfast, that's not the case. And Brandon is just going to make it so that I can get this word out even further. And I am so thankful for it.
Yeah, all those Kixie people, they can watch now too.
For everyone.
Yeah.
So what I like about Beer for Breakfast is literally the breakfast part. You make these brewers get up at a time of day that they haven't seen in a couple of years normally. At least to the point where they have to talk to people.
Yeah, not with matching in and stuff like that.
Yeah, if they're up that early, they're normally transferring a tank or throwing something on carb, where they can take their time and have coffee and a burrito and wake up for a couple hours. Not you guys. You guys are fast, in your face. Hard hit, but what do I find, listening, being on the other side, that we often get like a little bit of a punch-drunk answer from some of your guests. What does it feel that way to you guys there?
A little bit. the thing about us versus some other shows is, you know, we try and like make it a little bit more condensed. Like, I would love to be able to sit there and like get down into the nitty gritty.
That's our job.
Well, you know, and that's what I think, that there's room for everybody in this. What I think that Beer for Breakfast brings is a little bit of taste to the general audience who may not be a craft beer nerd, who may not know what the difference between all this stuff is. And so if I can get, you know, just those little zingers or just those quick answers, then it's like, oh, you know, if I want to know more, I can go check out the Indie Beer Show. I can go to San Diego Beer News. I can, you know, I've now, you know, I've wet your palate a little bit for you to go out and see what else is in the world.
I love that. Wet your palate. That
was
awesome.
Really good, lady. It's like you do this for a living. So we know you, speaking of all the times that we were talking about getting up early, we know that you have to get up fucking even earlier than me, which is rare. So before we let you go, where can people follow you to keep up with everything you do, and where do people be connected with ABV Beer for Breakfast?
So you can follow me at 91X Danielle on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of that fun stuff. I'm always keeping up to date. You'll see a lot of pictures of my dog or wherever I happen to be drinking.
Be prepared to be jealous.
Well, you know, I have one. And then Beer for Breakfast ABV, it comes out every Wednesday morning at 9:45 on 91X San Diego on Facebook. It's about a 15-minute video where brewmaster Paul Segura and I really get the opportunity to talk to the brewers, because we found that brewers and people who work at breweries are very colorful individuals, both with the way they look and the way they speak, and just in general. And so we felt that that was the best way to show everyone. So you can see that every Wednesday. And then if you happen to be in the car, listening to the radio, every Friday morning at 9:10, we do Beer for Breakfast on the radio. Cool little segment to let San Diego know what you should be drinking this weekend.
Thank you, lady. I really appreciate you taking some time to hang
Couldn't
out
have
with
done
us.
that. Paul couldn't even come close.
Oh, come on. Come on.
She's got this.
Everyone has their role, and Danielle's is being awesome. Thank you, lady. Appreciate it, you joining us.
Agreed.
And speaking of awesome ladies, we also have two terrific members of Pink Boots with us, Lexi and Amy. So,
Can I come back now?
yes.
Yeah,
you can
I guess so.
I like that one eye. I like that one eye.
Okay.
Yes, Abel, you can be back on your own show. So let's start with you, Lexi. What do you do for Pink Boots, and why are you here tonight?
Well, Amy and I are the San Diego chapter co-leaders for Pink Boots here in town. So we're just in charge of making sure all of our ladies get the best that they can get out of Pink Boots and their membership. That includes scholarships, all sorts of things. We do meetings in normal times, pre-COVID times. We do meetings every month, educational meetings. We rotate breweries all around. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful organization of women supporting women.
And so I get this question a lot. How does Pink Boots specifically support the beer education of women and their members?
So the biggest one is offering scholarships. So we offer all sorts of scholarships internationally. I actually won one last year and went and I got to go to the Yakima Chief Hop and Brew School up in Yakima. So I applied for the scholarship, wrote my essay, and they paid for my flights, my rental car, everything, my hotel room, and I went and learned all sorts of stuff, and it was lovely.
And so this is what I find very cool about the organization is the scholarships are not for oh, here's $100, go take your beer server class. The programs that the scholarships for are fucking amazing and are very immersive education, and it's really cool that they're sharing that.
One of our biggest ones is actually a trip to Germany, and it's 10 or 15 people that go every year and spend a week in Germany, and it's it's all scheduled, and it's like you go from this brewery with this private tour to this class to this brewery to drink this to go to this. It's packed.
Wow.
And incredible.
That is freaking cool. Let's focus on Mrs. Spackman. How are you
Hi.
tonight?
Just fine.
So,
Grand Kitchen.
number one,
Thanks.
did Lexi leave out anything important about Pink Boots that we have to make sure that the world knows about?
Ooh. Aside from our awesome educational opportunities, I think just the spirit of women supporting women, we have an amazing, tight-knit group of ladies. We have 109 current paid members in our chapter. We're the largest on the West Coast, which is pretty fantastic.
Nice.
And so many of those members come to the meetings every month, especially when we're up in North County. We get a whole nother batch of ladies, and it's the coolest thing. But we've really honed in on just, besides being professionals and friends, being almost to a family level of how much we really value all of those relationships. So that's just even a great outlet. It's a great spot for inspiration. Whether, you're super like killing it in your career, or you're kind of like need a little boost, a little bit of direction, there's always someone positively there to hear you out and steer you to where you need to go. Assist, inspire, educate. That's what we do. And that's our job, is just being badass ladies. I like to say to my members, if you don't leave a meeting feeling like Beyonce, then we didn't do our fucking job. So there we are.
That's a tall order too. That ain't even easy. Brian, so one of the reasons that I really wanted them to have a presence on the site was because I feel like, two things. As a guy, I'm not as privy to what goes on at Pink Boots, except the fact that I know these two. I've known Carly, Laura, Terry. So I've been able to see that through reporting. And I think a lot of guys never have the opportunity to find out exactly what Pink Boots is about. And I really want people to know. And then I also want people who aren't part of Pink Boots, who maybe wondered, or they're just getting in the industry. This gives them the ability to kind of like telegraph ahead of time what this is all about, what they can get out of it, how it might help them in their career, and how it might help them to form a greater union that really just brings everything together. So I've respected Pink Boots for, I think I got to attend a meeting like 9 years ago, I think, at Iron Fist. And I was just so inspired. There were so many people there, and it was such a great spirit. And just watching it grown from there has just been incredible. So it was like, yes, this is an integral group when it comes to San Diego beer. And I'm just excited that they are taking the time to do it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool when Brandon reached out with the email, and I was like, yes, we want to absolutely support this, because where do we all get our news from? Or when we're talking about it meetings before the socials or during the socials, hey, did you hear? Oh yeah, I saw Brandon posted that, and I saw, that was, and nice. So now it just makes total sense that he's this amazing steward of education once more to let us get the word out. Just most magical. And
you are the news. So
speaking of the last guy, between Ivan being on one of the meetings at Three Punks, I think Jeff from Burning Beard was actually in our ladies group photo, and that was our second largest meeting I think we've ever had. And if you look real closely in the background of those pictures that I'm sure you'll see on the page, Jeff is in the way back by the barrels, but he didn't want to get out of the picture, so we said, "You can
Jeff
stay,
in the back."
Fine.
Now that's like.
I mean, he's tall, but it was pretty great. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, but we're so excited and just it's just magical. It makes our volunteer work even more rewarding for us when we can spread the word to the rest of the community and just all the things.
So we'll try to get stuff like meeting notices and things like that people who haven't attended a meeting maybe, or even those who are part and maybe like, I don't know, they missed the email or whatever, but we'll try to find out when the meetings are happening, what they're about, maybe some recaps after, but like it's completely their platform, their page on the website, whatever they want to do with it. So
can I share something, Brandon?
Exciting. Please.
Pink Boots is now not only just open to beer professionals, we are open to all fermentations, which is way cool, especially with, distilling, kombuchas, non-alcoholic options, ciders, meads. There's so many things. And the fact, like, my sensory nerd heart gets so excited to think, how do I learn that many more descriptors and just awesome stuff to apply to beer world? Or how do I understand, as a primarily front of house person, back of house principles and how it all interconnects to somebody? And oh my gosh, we're so freaking excited that it's opened up to everybody.
That's awesome.
So we're kicking off our
Awesome.
August meeting. If you are a lady that does any one of those fermentations, we're going to get to hear from our awesome member, Miss Holly, who works at Society and Seven Caves. She's going to do an all about distilling meeting for us. So pay your dues, come to the meeting, all that cool stuff.
Talk about a badass chick. Holly's cool.
She's rad. And she's so strong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she'll knock you down on roller skates.
Yeah. So I'm excited to learn about
she'll just
distilling
take you
from
out.
her.
It's true.
Holly, you're rad. I love you.
That's rad, right? And then our last guest really doesn't need much of an introduction. Right now he's hiding in the Pacific Northwest.
Chilling on a couch, man.
Vancouver Beer News correspondent.
Why don't you introduce yourself, sir, and tell us what the new brewery will be called?
Well, first, I am no Tyson Blake.
T-shirt.
When you have two really handsome gentlemen born on April 29th,
Ooh.
pretty sure.
Who are they?
Over there.
One guess.
Down there.
Yes. Yeah, it's hard to point to people because your senses are all backwards. But yeah,
That's
that guy.
very
That guy right there.
Not
Tyson's
that guy.
over there.
So,
Wrong hand.
Mcilhenney Brewing Company. I have to first thank our landlord, the old landlord that we had in the facility in Alpine. Found out that Shawn got laid off and that he lost his medical insurance and yada yada. He was very unhappy with their previous dealings with current tenants there, and it made it easy for him to just not renew their lease.
Womp womp.
Okay, can we?
Shine a good deed.
So, I mean, that's the gist of it. Without his cooperation, without him actually kind of taking on the fact that they're probably not paying rent, their latest telephone call between Shawn and the CEO of Green Flash, they indicated that they had no intention of being out before the end of the year.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That's like 6 months in violation of your lease.
I also brought that to the attention of the ABC agent who called to follow up on a complaint. So they're aware, and their suggestion was to go the eviction route through the sheriff's department. I'm one to mostly want to give people a fair shot and do the right thing first.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything, so doing something would be more in line with doing the right thing, but they're not doing anything. I think the ball's in their court. We can't file paperwork. We can't apply for the license until we actually have a facility in our hands. So we're just waiting for them to get out. We did our negotiations on the equipment. We really didn't want the equipment, but it would have allowed us to get going sooner. I bought that stuff used and at a song, and I had no intention of paying more for it than I did 20 years ago. But I offered more. I made an offer, and I raised the offer, and they made zero negotiation efforts. So they're dragging their feet. They're not happy about having to get out. They're going to do all the nasty, bad things they can until they finally take their ball and go home.
Well, I personally cannot wait. Whether it's next January, if it is next January, maybe we could actually high five. Maybe we'll have a vaccine by then. But I cannot wait to share the first Mcilhenney Beer Company beer in the same fucking building in Alpine. And so here's a question. I happen to know that one of the two little places that was in between the original brew house and the current tasting room is now vacant. Are you absorbing any more square footage in that place, or are you still just the bookends?
The bookstore?
Yes.
The bookstore finally got vacated and was offered actually, to them because they were insisting, we want that space. When it became available, they said, never mind. With the uncertain times that we're facing right now, it would not be prudent to overextend. We'll be taking off biting off a pretty good rent as it will be. Increasing it without really a kitchen or a restaurant to justify the space. I don't.
Is it possible to tear the roof off the motherfucker?
Yes.
Roof off the motherfucker.
Yes. I think at about.
I second that.
I think at about day 15 of being open, when you have Beer for San Diego again, I think around 2 weeks after being open, you're going to be like, we'll take the other suite. And I have a feeling that this city is going to welcome you guys back with the biggest hug that ever hugged.
So fucking hard. So
I can't guess that. With so many places that are their sales, their business is way reduced.
Oh yeah, it's difficult. I understand.
As a businessman, you want to take the little steps. Learning from, say, I don't know, maybe a big company that bought a little company that went nationwide overnight and failed miserably. I don't know. Maybe it was maybe more prudent to take a cautious, funded approach as opposed to overextending yourself and going crazy and not being able to back it up. So.
Before we move,
was always successful under our management. It was because of certain principles that we adhered to. We were never in debt, extremely little debt for a very short period of time, kind of thing, and that was it. So it was always self-funded, very, very successful in the business side of things. But I was facing tremendous demand for growth, and I wanted our employees to have benefits, and I was trying to save money to build a bigger facility. So there's this dichotomy where you want to take care of your employees that are doing phenomenal jobs for you and making the whole thing work, but I'm trying to save money on the other end. So there was decisions that were made to help the employees more than personal gain. And I think, in hindsight, there were, I don't know, maybe better opportunities down the road that would have been more suitable for taking care of everybody that needed to be taken care of.
Hindsight's 2020.
Yeah, exactly. Hindsight 2020. Number two, you were like one of the only craft places that sold to craft, and so not only you, but we, the general public, and I guess me specifically, had a lot of anticipation that the company that purchased you was going to treat you with respect, at least. And in the end, unfortunately, that didn't happen. And you have said something that's great. Just being sexy is going to be the best revenge, and I think you've got that on lock. And yeah. I can't wait to be back there. Yeah, right. I think we're going to be good. So, speaking of beer and you, our first actual beer of the show is
best name ever.
Bonafide Meal. Oh, this one from Latchkey Brewing, which it was a collaboration with you and Shawn.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us about how this beer happened, what's in our mouth, and I'm sorry I couldn't get you one in time.
No, you did exceptional in getting the beers to me that you did. So thank you very much for that. Another mention needs to go out to Doug Palmaville, who helped kind of read this.
Dougie.
Was the connection, but Dougie, he was the one that said, "Hey, well, what special ingredients do you want in it, and when, what style?" And he kind of kept the ball rolling. So, yes, it's a beautiful.
Ooh, that looks nice.
It's a 6% ABV strong pale ale, and it's hopped with Citra, Strata, and Mosaic. It's
lame.
All the lame ass hops, yes.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about Strata. When I mention it to other brewers around here, I either get a ew or a oh. So it can go either way. But
this one's
around there, meaning Vancouver.
Right.
Oh yeah. Because down here you're gonna get a oh my fucking god.
Good.
Tyson, you still have it on at O'Brien?
We're on our fourth keg.
I just
Nice.
All right, cool. I work tomorrow on Society. I'll be over.
And our second keg at West Coast.
Okay.
So, I don't know if you know, but my wife and I are now owners of West Coast Smoke and Tap House too. Crazy things have been happening during this whole period of time, but so Bonafide Meal on at both places, 4 kegs at O'Brien's as of today. The 4th one just went on today.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that beer's a monster and it's delicious and people love it. 6%'s a nice.
So good.
6%'s a nice thing to see too, because you can have like
Kicking
7
through it.
or 8 of them. Get your meal in.
Yeah.
Well, some of us can, Tyson.
It's just
and then write an article.
Yes, right.
There you go. Oh, that's gonna explain it. Like,
right, Amy?
I'll get the email. What is this? Just like code? What happened here? I just fell asleep on the keyboard.
I can't wait till our first meeting in person.
Right? It'll be terrific.
Get a giant group hug, lots of food and beer.
Birthday bacon.
So, Pat, did they even get you some of this beer, Pat? Have you had it?
I have. I've had. Let's see. I've had 2 rounds of crowlers. Let's see. At one time, I had 3 crowlers of it in my refrigerator.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
When you pop one of those by yourself,
yes,
you got a whole meal right there.
All right. No one needs lunch.
Freaking sweet.
Yeah, lunch and dinner.
It's really cool that we can have you on the show and also drink a beer that you had a part in. It's just really cool. And Tyson, by the way, is pouring a incredibly rare beer because he's an asshole. And he
tell us about it as though you were writing about it.
He didn't bring enough to the class for the whole class, but
thanks, Tyson.
This is one of the best. So Tyson, why don't you tell us?
I want to see Brian Kool-Aid Man through his garage door.
I have it in Pat, I put it in Britt's glass.
That's awesome. Why don't you hold the label up so that the people, Tyson, can see the beer, because this is a very rare Alpine beer for now.
Oh,
it's very hard. It's really hard to find now.
I think Sean's grabbing his dad's ass. He's making this weird,
really
amazing. Look at those eyes.
Oh my god, it's so good.
So one of those guys in that picture was in Portland here. He was the sales rep for New Belgium, and he ended up with like 2 cases of that stuff. I think he still has about a case of it left.
What? Dick?
Yeah.
No, yeah, he shouldn't. Somebody else shouldn't have more of this beer than you. I know you have like one left. I think you said last time we talked about it. But...
Yeah, I have one. It's in Alpine.
Ooh, yes, it's in Mcilhenney. So that is freaking sweet. Before we move on and talk to our air quotes guest of honor, we've got a bunch of housekeeping to do. Mr. Babineau, fucking sup to you, sir. Stina, yes, we have a great freaking crew tonight. Candace, thank you for joining us. Thank you for the clap, Stina. Mr. Spackman, Amy's husband, just retired from the fucking Navy, I believe. Army. He retired from the Army. So first off, thank you, Peter, for your service to our fucking country. And
22 years of service.
Enjoy your retirement, sir. Congratulations on that.
He has his first beard in 41 years.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I sometime soon I'm gonna have my first not beard in 41 years. But anyways, someday.
We gotta make a charity effort out of that.
Yeah, right?
Ooh.
Andrew Miller brings up that tomorrow is International Beer Day, but today is International IPA Day, and so that was one of the many reasons we started with this awesome beer, June Gloom, to open the show. Yes, Mr. Tyson fucking Blake. I mean, of course, how else would you introduce him? Right on, Mr. Spackman. Enjoy your fucking long weekend forever. We agree, Candace. Tyson does rock. So you can tell Three Pugs it's just the quietest room in the house because you have children, right, Tyson?
It can't. Out the Wi-Fi, bro. Like there's a movie going on. I just got done finished cooking dinner. They don't stay quiet. The puppies over there barking. Outside, there's helicopters going overboard. The AC does not work in this bitch. I'll tell you that right now.
Well,
it shows.
I was gonna say,
but you look sexy with a glistening gleam.
Yeah, you look moisturized.
Although Christina does point out you have a pretty freaking awesome backyard and kitchen.
I don't know if you guys just saw. She came right in for the Gooden Valley. She's
second glass comes over.
I got like that steamy. I was going to save you some, I swear. I'm getting it now.
Yes, we're really happy to have so many members of Pink Boots in the house tonight. Jared, I agree. We've got a massively great crew.
I gotta tell you guys who I am.
Hold on.
Okay.
The show is being hijacked.
We're hijacking. We're checking it out. Where the fuck are you?
Whoa! Wow!
What the?
Is that
where you at?
Hey, Ron?
Oh wait, are you in Vegas today?
Tokyo?
Yeah, I'm in Vegas right now, guys.
Hold the
Thursday.
Strip. That's the strip back there.
Why? How?
What are you doing?
It's already Thursday. You said
that's right.
Thursday.
You were gonna take a road trip. I forgot.
What?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
I just had to get out of town, guys. So.
Dude, COVID days. What day is it?
I'm at the Aria right now.
Today.
I'm drinking. Yeah, it's a good day. But
okay.
Did you bring the beers though?
Yeah,
awesome.
Right
that's pretty rad.
So like
right here.
That means you went to Vegas today because I brought you beers yesterday.
Yeah. Pretty much.
That's pretty smart. That's pretty smart, Brian. You're pretty knowledgeable.
I put it all together.
Good job.
I'm also a detective.
Yes.
So
Captain Obvious over here.
So my brother-in-law has been tagging me in pictures all day. I'm like, stop it. We're not doing this until after the show. And then
we don't need to suspend reality for this. That's all good.
Hey, I just got back from Big Bear yesterday. If we were doing this show, I would have been in Big Bear doing it. So no worries.
That's
yeah,
right.
I saw your Facebook location. I was like, hold on, we got the show tonight. Where are you at, girl? Meanwhile, in the background, there's located a strip down there.
I will not be back in San Diego until after the weekend. So yeah.
Hey, right. Maggie, is Stella be living that influencer life?
Yes, indeed. In Vegas hotels, posted online. Daniel, we all fucking came here to see Tyson. It's okay. Although he said what he when he went on 91X, it was at 11:45. That's freaking awesome, and that means that they were planning ahead and filming it early. I thought they did that shit live. Maybe that's just the radio segment. So
yeah, I'm not going to give you I'm not going to give the inside stories on that one. I'll let Danielle tell you guys.
Windy Hill on tap at the pub right now. Love you, Boo.
That's good. Daniel's one of my favorite brewers to talk to because he doesn't give a shit. He just likes to make good beer, and he doesn't care where the idea comes from. He's not afraid to try the weirdest shit in the world. It all ends up great after he makes it. So
Dude,
thank you for joining us.
Dan is the reason. Dan is the reason I am in beer now. I was with him at Manzanita, and he gave me my first ever educational rundown. I'll tell you the rest of that story next time we can go to a bar of how fun the afternoon ended up being. But anyways, I didn't know that different hops and malts and all these things could taste different. And Dan was the one that cared and showed me, and then just led me down to this rabbit hole that made me find Pink Boots and beer and all the things. So I get so pumped. Like, Dan is just so much back to basics, like just so much of an awesome human being, and just my heart.
Oh, I love hearing that.
That's right.
Yeah, nice.
All right. Yes, Joe. We're all sweating. It's very hot. So no, we're shining with joy. We're shining with joy. That's
not in my AC.
Hello, Rudy. Nice to see you. Hello, Donna. Thanks for joining us. Brendan wants to know what Lexi is drinking. So, Lexi, what are you drinking?
Lexi is drinking a separate spot from Duckfoot. Oh, there it is. She's rad.
Nice.
Ooh. Okay.
Excellent.
It's a hazy IPA with Citra and Motueka. It is phenomenal. We just released it. It's actually a re-release, but the lovely Matt Aiken has tweaked it, and it is better than ever.
I have a question for you. Along those lines, I wondered how Matt would go about tweaking certain recipes, because I know that having drank his beer at Benchmark, I always felt his the hop selection that he used and the combinations were very old school, and I wondered, going to Duckfoot, like without giving away trade secrets, like what's kind of been his approach to some of the tweaks that he's done to some of the Duckfoot recipes. I've been really curious. I don't want to get you in trouble. It's okay to say no comment, and then I'll email you and we'll write an article. But
oh, God,
no, I mean, as we all know, Matt knows how to just make great beer. I know one of his favorite things to do is make Belgians and more traditional styles. But even away from that, he just knows how to make good beer. So a lot of the tweaks have just been, it sounds crazy, but lessening the amount of hops in some of the beers to make them a little more drinkable. And I think everything that we've done has just been incredible. If you haven't been a Duckfoot in a while, now's a good time.
Also, Duckfoot has one of the best delivery deals in San Diego County. They only have a $40 minimum for free delivery. That's not that much money. A lot of places are requiring $75, $80. Yes, show out the jersey. So check them out if you want to. Jumping back. Yes, we love their Pink Boots message. Thanks for joining us, Alyssa. Bye, Danielle. She's probably already asleep. I hope you're dreaming well, lady.
Night, Danielle.
No, she's working right now.
Gladys says hello. Miss Larry Smith, one of our patrons, he went to a Pink Boots Mini Council, which obviously was a while ago. R.I.P.
Wow,
that's cool that he
long
enjoyed
time
that.
ago.
Right. Yes, Stina, we mentioned Jeff too.
This is
some
so
more love
to see
for
the
Lexi.
Right? She's my brand new intern in the cellar, and she is phenomenal. I adore her.
Awesome.
Nice.
Speaking of Duckfoot, from Susie, Stella, and Lexi.
I'm not going to say that she's being a little selective about who she says hello to.
Right? Yes, Larry, we're all very excited. Pat's
Dude,
here.
these comments are so fun.
Right?
This is making me so excited.
More love for Lexi. More love for Estella.
Yay!
Yes, Mr. Bobido, this is an amazing show
Yes.
so far.
We'll give that one to Abel.
That's a very important comment.
I'll take the pew pew.
You can have one, Abel. It's fine.
Tyson's wife wants some daycare. That's a very important request. And Oleg, yes, we can't wait for Mcilhenney Brewing up there in Alpine either. And to that effect, Matt also remembers when you could barely get Nelson. You can thank Mr. Mcilhenney for that pipeline that now everyone takes advantage of and is able to get that incredible hop. Yes, Maggie, this is a crazy party. It's okay that you're late, but you're fine.
Fashionably.
Yes, right, exactly. Matt from the Perfect Pour. I agree, dude. This fucking show is fucking nuts. Thank you for joining us. And
God, this show is so cool.
We all love North Park Brewing on this show for sure. Amy even used to work there for a little while. It's a great place. It's a wonderful brewery. Yes, Christina, we all love West Coast and O'Brien's. And John chimes in. He loves Strata. Again, this hop is becoming more and more popular here, mainly in San Diego because of Hopspower and Liz Hopspower, another supporter of the show.
Another pink
also Pink Boots.
Also
She
Pink
is
Boots.
rad.
And so I made a beer with Strata once. It turned out great. It's a really
so it's foolproof.
Yes, right. I did it, so you can all do it, right?
That was a joke. I love you, Brian.
If I can't fuck it up, no one can. So anyways, the one thing similar to like Mythbusters, the one thing you can always guarantee in beer is that failure is an option. Oh. You can fuck up a beer so easy. It's really easy.
But you don't. I was just messing around.
No. I have a pretty good hitting streak right now, but this year COVID fucked up my hitting streak, I guess. So, yes, lots of beautiful people on the screen. It's been really cool. Yes, the Blake's rule. Nice. Trish says hi to Pat. Hi, Lexi. Hi, Tyson. Happy IPA day again. We all agree we're drinking IPA for sure.
You guys, this is so fun.
Right? IPA every day, man.
So, Matt,
just so we get to the fourth beer, it's going to be better.
Right? We're going to be here tonight. Yes, Matt, I think the original Manzanita brewing system is now in the hands of Three Frogs, if that's the one that ended up at Chuck Alec. So Three Frogs picked up Chuck Alec's brew system. So if that was the Manzanita one, I don't remember if it was that one.
It was. So it was at Manzanita, and then it moved over to... Oh, yeah, and then it was inherited by Butchers. Then went to Chuck Alec, and then came back to Three Frogs. So,
ask Brandon.
We'll be talking to them in 2 weeks, so we can ask them for.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we got it, but we can ask them anyway.
Three Frogs will be on the show August 20th, and Matt, you can come back and ask them directly. Amy, very important question: where did you get that Montucky? What the hell is she talking about?
Oh my God, you guys! This is my favorite trash beer. I love this. So my parents moved to Boise 2 years ago, and I was actually at an Appleseed Cast concert. Shout out to you indie nerds that know that band. And the band was like, oh yeah, they stayed at my house in San Diego, humble brag. And they were like, oh, we're drinking this Montucky. I'm like, what the hell is a Montucky? They're like, it's like a PBR, but with cooler marketing. And I'm like, okay. And I destroyed these. Sorry, Mom and Dad. I'm sure you're tuning in as well. And so every time I go to Boise, I'm like, hey, I need to find some Montuckies. And we found this. And I was like, yes. And so every time my mom would go to a grocery store, I'm like, Mom, you got to find this Montucky. But the closest I found it, closest distribution they do, I've looked at this about buying a case. I feel really stupid paying that much money to get a cheap ass Montucky. Gila Bend, Arizona, but the closest I've gotten is right of all places, that's where it would be. The closest I found it is Topaz Lake, Nevada, and at some shitty liquor store. And I
Tyson had
rated all of those things.
Tyson,
so Montaki's the brewery.
Yeah, it's like called.
Yeah,
it's
they
a
have amazing.
What's the name of the beer?
By the way,
What's the name of the beer?
Cold snack.
I get cold snack, Montucky cold snack, but they have yoga pants. They've got their shit is
mom and dad.
Oh, I'm looking for some yoga pants.
Mom and dad, if you're listening.
Modern times.
Okay,
Yeah, dude.
so
modern type marketing with PBR beer. It's fucking amazing.
Okay, so let's close out this segment with Amy with answering the question. Where the fuck did you get it? This one in your hand.
Mom and dad.
Boise, Arizona, or Boise, not Arizona.
Boise, Arizona.
Boise, Idaho.
Boise, Idaho.
Arizona's where it's shipped, you guys. God damn.
Phoenix, Idaho.
No,
Phoenix, Massachusetts.
Oh my God, you guys, so embarrassing. I drove up there with a cooler and I loaded as many Montuckies as I could find into said cooler.
That's
and
awesome.
That fucking happened. My parents are coming down in a month and they're going to bring me more of this because this beer fucking kills it.
Your mom and dad are watching because I really love them. Hey.
I'm pretty certain they're watching. I hit up both of them independently, and I was like, "Yo, you need to make sure that Dad sets you up with the thing." And then, yeah. So
they're pretty awesome.
They're gonna bring this shit down. So Tyson, if you want some, hit me up. Boo, I got you.
That's so freaking sweet.
That's going to be another one of the beers that we consume together.
I love this Montucky, dude. It's so bad. It's so good at the same time.
That was an amazing freaking random segue. All right, Rudy. Of course, you know I love Trivana. That is a Sorai Cup winner. Glad you're drinking that. Yes, 3 punks. We totally agree. Matt Aiken is the best.
Good hugger.
What the heck, Mr. Snyder? Tyson's Elegance Guide, number 238. Horse Sweat. Men perspire, women glow. Nice one. Good job. Yes, we love this entire crew as well, Troy. Hello, Zana. Nice to see you, lady.
Zana.
Again, more
also pink boots.
I was gonna say more freaking pink boots in the house. Yes, Strata, you gotta love it. We do enjoy that beer. Thank you, Mr. Spackman, for agreeing that this is a great show. Wahoo Free Fogs in 2 weeks. That's cool. I'm glad you're excited, Candace. Whoever said we
I don't think it's Wahoo. I think it was Woohoo.
So
just saying.
I got hungry there for a second. I got hungry.
Danielle, don't pull back the fourth wall.
Right?
She stopped listening.
Well, it's okay. We'll just move on. By the way, no Broncos comments on my feed. That's cool.
I think he meant Boise. The Boise.
Yes.
I think the Broncos.
Yes, I promise it was Boise.
Boise
Idaho.
State Broncos.
God, I know that.
That's a lot better than Denver.
Yeah.
That is right. Arizona, right?
Yes. I'm glad
totally. That's where I'm going, you guys.
I'm glad that you can enjoy something on IPA Day, Maggie. That's cool. You got support from another podcast. That Montucky is good and always sells out in town. That means that we could get it like up in Fresno. So that's a lot closer than Idaho.
I have somebody in Fresno right now.
Hook it up.
Really? So we're gonna have to check out Montucky's About Us photo page. That is pretty good.
Okay.
It's all pictures of Amy.
Yes.
And Danielle says she's listening, so zip it, Abel. So there you go.
See, Troy, I got you.
Yes. We got a new nickname for Amy.
Old snap.
And
number one. I'm number one.
And that catches us up with the listeners for a few minutes. And let's tune our attention to the man of the hour, Mr. Brandon Hernandez.
Let's make this brief because this is really fun.
So, for those of us listening that may not know your entire life history like I do, why don't you tell the people what led you to this point?
I could make this really long, so I'm going to try to make it really short instead.
Excellent.
And you gave me a nice little summary in the beginning, but picture it. San Diego, years 2007. A naive man who would not get any less naive. He gets to go on Food Network and comes home, and he really wants to do something in food writing. Yeah, because it's that easy. Luckily, some two publications were looking for it: North County Times and La Jolla Light. And I started writing about food. That Food Network thing gave me kind of like the thing I could parlay into writing about food. And so I was writing about restaurants. That was my main thing, and it didn't take very long. Like 2 or 3 months. Luckily, because I had really good friends who take me to O'Brien's and places like that, I was going to like Stone festivals and really just enjoying local craft beer. But then it didn't take me too long once I started looking at these magazines, like nobody's writing about craft beer. So I was writing for Pacific San Diego, and I said, hey, what if we did a roundup of all the breweries in town? They said, are there enough? And I said, I think so, because I was like, there's a lot. Like, we have 18.
Oh my God.
So they let me do it. And that just, I got to meet a lot of owners through those emails that I did to try to like give them like quick interviews to try to find out what they were all about. And it just, it really set me on a path. And I've always been very passionate about food, cooking, recipes, things like that. And that's never going to change. But there was just something about beer. I remember I went to my first San Diego Brewers Guild meeting. Colby let me come. Colby was like, I don't know, man. And then I said, well, I really just have a passion for this, and I don't see anybody writing about it. And he let me come to one meeting at La Jolla Brew House in 2008 when they were planning for the World Beer Cup and Craft Brewers Conference. And I met a lot of people that day. I met people from Coronado. I met Chuck Silva. I met people from White Labs and all that. And it was just, Pat gets it. There's an infectious energy. You can walk into a room, people you never met before, and you walk into a group of brewers like that, and first you observe them. And you're like, wow, they're really into this. Then you talk to them, and they engage you, and you go, wow,
They're
have never
really into this.
Yeah, well, no, I will never look at beer again in the same way as I did before. It's just something I drink. It's like, wow, there's so much that goes behind this, especially at a craft beer level. So to just fast forward, like I've written for tons of publications and everything, but at one point, even though, I mean, like I was going on junkets to all these cool places, doing all these luxury restaurants and all this stuff. I mean, it's like this really fun little dream side life. But at one point I just said, you know what? I'm just going to focus on beer. And I basically said goodbye to all of that and hanging out at breweries.
Welcome to
and I have never looked back and thought I made the wrong decision. Like I am so passionate about everything that people do. I love the people I've met. There's no price that can be put on that. I mean, just like look at everybody on this podcast right now. It's the best thing that could ever happen. I don't want to go to some snooty restaurant and have people. I mean, foie gras is great. I love it. But you know what? Beer is awesome. And so, anyways, I went ahead to that route. Did San Diego Magazine, San Diego Reader, West Coaster, and all of that. And it's just been great. And my life, as far as a writer, has compacted, but in the best way. And I've really loved it. And it's like I've never really felt more passionate about it than I do right this second. And it's pretty great after 13 years to still be like super duper just passionate. And I get to do it about my own hometown. That's the best part. So yeah, I think that it's addition by subtraction, actually.
Cheers, my man. Cheers.
Oh boy, let's drink.
Hey. Cheers to that.
I'm sorry, I got to stick with the crowler, I guess.
Respect.
No, but seriously, Brandon, I'm just
Rude
speaking
not to.
The information you put out is so helpful and so informative, and I'm so
glad
appreciative of you doing this. And I just want to thank you for putting this out for us, because I think you're tapping into something that maybe wasn't all in one place. So I appreciate you doing that, and I appreciate you including Mujeres in it, and including the Indie Beer Show in it, and just like you said, literally like the love of San Diego beer is just, it's something different, and I don't think people understand what it is until they come here and they experience it. So
yeah, and hopefully they will. hopefully these tools will help them to find what they're looking for too. So thank you. That's really nice, Estella. But yeah, Mujeres Brew Club, I'm like, what a great
Brandon, can I say?
Sure.
When I was first getting into beer, like 5 years ago, starting to read articles and things like that, and after, like I said, Dan Katie gave me the crazy sensory.
And Amy's gone, ladies and gentlemen.
She dropped the mic and walked away.
I have a very cheesy thing to say also, but first, did we see that Colby Chandler is in the house?
That was funny. I just saw that.
Yes, we agree.
It all went downhill from there.
It all
Good
went
job,
downhill
Kobe.
from there. That is really cool.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna bring up something if you guys don't mind, real quick.
Go ahead.
Since Colby came to play, with Colby let you in the door.
Hey,
maybe let's bring you back first, and I'll share Colby's story.
Sorry, I literally just got a new phone like last night, and this is weird. So
great resolution.
New phone.
New phone.
Yeah, so, anyways, back to what I was saying. After Dan gave me all those amazing hop notes, and I was learning all these different things about beer. I noticed every article I was reading that was extremely informative. I was like, who the fuck is this Brandon Hernandez guy? Like, he writes everything. Like, he knows so much. And, like, I just was like, damn, this guy knows what the fuck's going on. Like, I should probably look to his articles for credibility. And, like, thank you for setting all of those things up, because, you know, like how Yelp reviews go, it's like, oh, this whatever, you actually gave the scoop, and you still continue to give the scoop and all these amazing things. And so noticing that as a newer person at the time to the beer industry, realizing, I hope you're blushing right now. It looks like you are. Could be the beer. Just noticing that you were such like a front runner of distributing that information. I'm so stoked to see you launch this and continue to, you know, school us, you know, the people that have been in the industry a long time, midways, and knew that you're always a steward of information, education, and you never have a bias towards your stories. It's always like, bam, bam, bam. This is the facts. This is the shit you need to know. And then if you want to be shitty in the comments, that's your own choice.
That's great. I love that tag at the end. That's great. But no, thanks a lot, because, you know, a lot of times it feels like you're just sending stuff into the void, and you don't know if anybody's ever reading it. But it's really nice to hear things like that, because writing can be a very lonely job. You're just sitting around by yourself in a room that's quiet because you yelled at everybody. It's like, keep quiet. But no, not really. But yeah, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. I mean,
yeah.
It's great. Thank you.
Yeah, Brandon, I never read any of your articles, but I love talking baseball.
Honestly, real quick, I'm going to take it back to when you joined the show.
Okay.
Like, literally, Brian and myself were like, why does he want to join us?
You like the show.
Does he understand what's happening right now?
There was a hesitation where I was like, he knows he sent us this email, right?
He knows.
We were very excited that you were bringing your history and your more importantly, your knowledge of San Diego beer to our show, and it was a great moment for us. And speaking of great moments, why on fucking earth would you decide to do this in the middle of COVID-19 and everyone under stay-at-home orders? At like, why on earth would you start a business at possibly the worst time in since 2008 at least, and probably the worst time in about 25 years?
Well, to be honest, I was doing just fine. You know, I quit my day job working for breweries so I could do writing full time. But really, it was more a passion than anything. It wasn't like, oh, I just need this income to keep going. So it was not a big deal. You know, EDD's been all right and all that kind of thing. But I could have waited, and I could have done it at a more convenient time. But honestly, I really felt like the brewers and the brewing companies needed it more than ever before, because nobody's telling their stories anymore. And I was hearing negative feedback from a lot of people, just like, well, I can't write about the breweries because they don't bring in any ad dollars. And that's from a lot of major publications. And then other publications were folding, and other publications were going dark. And I'm like, you see other publications are still around, and they're not writing anything. And I'm like, well, and a lot of people were under the impression that there are no stories. And I said, well, okay, I don't curse a lot on the show. I was like, that's bullshit. There's a ton of stories. There's a ton of stories going around in just San Diego beer alone. It's like, you just aren't going to report any of them, or you don't know about them, or you don't know who to ask. So it was very important to me. And I started out with the social media aspect to just like kind of prove that concept. It's like, watch, I'm going to spend a month and I'm going to put really important stories of things you didn't know. A lot of them, my favorite part, positive stories. It wasn't about like, they're going out of business, they're going out of business, they're going out of business. I don't know if they're ever going to be in. It's like, I'm expanding. I'm doing this. I'm going to start my own thing. I've got this. I've got that. I just took over the brewery igniter facility, whatever it might be. We just put out a beer garden. It's like, look, there's a ton of stuff. And if the other people aren't going to report it, then I'm going to do it. And the best part is like, I have the right intentions for it. It needs to be done. And it gives me this fulfillment that it could never be achieved by, say, money or promotions or things like that in my old life. But I'll tell you, like, I've been working my butt off for like quite some time on this site and everything. And today was like just packed. The day before was just packed. The day before was packed. I'm like exhausted, but I feel really great about it. I love. It's like so Pat gets it because like I've never worked for myself.
Yeah.
And it is so rewarding to do the things that you love, and it's even more rewarding when you can help other people out. So like San Diego Beer News, it's just like, if you've got news, hit me up. I'll put it out there. I'll find it myself. I mean, I have, thanks to almost everybody in this group at one point or another, has given me a lead on a story, and it's been super helpful to advance that, to get more relationships, to be able to tell all the important stories that are out there. But I think like during COVID, when people are just so down, I mean, you can just watch social media and you see the mood of America, the world, probably. I can't read those languages on Facebook, but everybody's just feeling a lot of pressure, a lot of sadness, and a lot of uncertainty. And so to be able to say, hey, look, I know that if you go on the news, you're going to hear like all small businesses are going out of business. But I'd rather go out there and say, hey, these businesses are fighting really hard. They're pivoting. They're doing what they can do. Here's how you can support them. Here's what's coming out. And, for beer fans, all they want to hear about is like, what beer is coming out that I can get? And so that's one of the big important things for me, is to make it a site that's utile, that people can go to whenever they want. And hopefully on a weekly basis, we can provide you information on the new beers that you can go out and get at other places that you didn't know were coming out, just all in one place. Like what Estella was saying is, it's really important to have all this in one place instead of having to go to website to website to website, because I love beer and a lot. But if I want to find out what's going on, I can't go to 150 different Facebook pages to find out, or Instagram or whatever. Like my Instagram feed only give me so much. So hopefully we can provide a service like that. It just lets them know what's going on, helps the breweries. And then after COVID, like we can really take off. Right now, I think we're doing an amazing job. It's the numbers have been great, and I just think it hasn't existed before. And I'm the kind of weirdo who's going to like work way too hard on it, and hopefully that benefits somebody instead of just me being a weirdo who's working too hard.
Well, that's why we need you, Brandon.
There you go. Yes,
I didn't know there was a Beer Zombies bottle shop, and I happened to be in Las Vegas where that bottle shop is.
Ooh,
did you go?
I'm going there tomorrow.
Nice. Tell him Brandon and San Diego Beer News sent you. ask for Chris. Seriously, ask for Chris. That would be rad.
I will. But yeah, I was like, oh, okay, well, I happen to be here. How am I not going to go? So, yeah.
That's
Thank
cool.
You, Thank you.
That is freaking cool, man.
So I'm glad Amy touched on your integrity and honesty, your unbiased approach. And I appreciate that. You call a spade, and that is very important. And the up, don't have all the negative part of story. Try to find the good in things. People really
for sure
boost right now, and if you can give them a little ray of sunshine somewhere, it goes a long ways, especially now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I've been looking for him myself, and that's how I approached it.
Yeah,
it's like
we all feel the same way.
Make me feel a little
Always
better.
be kind.
We all got to do this.
Hey,
Always
shut up,
be
Amy.
cool.
Who asked you anyway?
Hey, man.
Oh my God, that's rad.
Hey, he didn't cuss that time. So that's good.
So
Agreed.
because this is live, I'm currently editing the rest of the show so that we finish sometime before 11 o'clock this evening. But we're getting ready to try beer
Why
3.
do we have to stop?
So
Wait,
for everyone on the show, it's the Guild beer. Get ready for beer 3. And while we do that, I'm going to catch up with the fans. Let's see, where were we? Scrolling. By the way, the fans are kicking ass today. Jeff said Montucky also has one of the best About Us photos. We covered that. Okay, we're moving down. Sean, thank you for joining us. And I agree. Naren gets that as also a great beer, man. And yes, the other Brandon, who's often here all the time, we agree that this website is great, and congratulations to Brandon for launching it as well. That's the link, by the way. Montucky Cold Snack pages About Us. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff just had fucking back surgery. I'm insanely surprised that he's joining us.
Shit.
I hope that surgery went well, Jeff. I hope you're feeling better. And
probably one of the only things he can do right now.
Right there's that.
I hope you get back to business soon, Jeff.
Hey,
we love Seven Caves. The first Guild Fest Larry went to, there was 33 freaking breweries. That's great. There was like 75 the first one I went to. But we'll see where we get to.
World beat.
Bill, yes, his energy is still infectious. I hope, by the way, Bill, I hope you made it over to YouTube. We do simulcast to YouTube. And I agree, the feed a lot of times is a lot higher quality in YouTube. So if you guys are having any signal issues with Facebook, jump over to our YouTube channel, and sometimes YouTube can stream these type of complicated videos a little cleaner. Also, you can always go there the next day after it's all been processed and downloaded and published again by YouTube itself in the background. It'll be very smooth video and much better audio. Yes, we're very fortunate all around that Brandon decided to join our show, A, and then B, also lost this news channel. We're on the run with Mrs. Spackman right now. Thank you. We already posted that one.
Hoping for better connection. I'm tired of dropping out, you guys.
Your connection is fine.
She's showing us
Mrs. Hernandez is also listening. Yes, cheers, Brandon from Candace. Yes, we love Brandon too, Susie. Yes, waving at Heather, Troy.
Heather, congratulations to Heather.
Wow, dude.
Congrats to Heather. UCSB, right?
Yeah.
She's the best.
Yeah.
Super cool.
She just got a big promotion, so congratulations, Heather.
She got me these lights that work much better for my birthday, even though it's not my birthday yet. Let me open them.
On.
Hey, stop stealing my thunder.
If you, my cat has joined the show, so here.
Hi, kitty.
That's a cat. Holy shit.
Brandon, we agree
that
or Rudy, we agree Brandon is the shit. Yes, Xana, he is awesome. Well, I lost my scroll, and this is life. So one of the fun things about live is that it's fucking live, people.
I love it.
Live is hard, you guys. Live is way hard.
I guess we had some technical difficulties on that one, and they saw
that was when Amy dropped off.
Yes, great. A good idea. Yes, an amazing group of people tonight.
Angela!
Amy is spot on. Brendan has always had the most informative articles and keep me on what is happening in the SD beer world. And then I'd run into him at events and found out he was an amazing human as well. We agree. And one of the more important things about him being in our life and on the show is that he's a good dude. It's very important to us.
He's all right.
You don't know the half of it.
Yes, indeed, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go torture.
Rudy is waxing poetically. I don't remember what the rule was, but we know that you're keeping up, Larry. I'm sorry that we didn't get to your comment in time to understand its relevance. And yes. Oh no, Larry, you fucking said shit. What will we do? I'm not so sure.
Well,
Don't ever say that word.
Candace, we agree that it is a very, very, very important time for what Brendan's doing.
Can we have this show every week?
Right? Exactly. Yes,
I love it. I would really enjoy it.
Very lucky.
By the way, welcome to the show, Jess from Ale Tales, another patron of the show.
Oh,
thank you for joining us. Cheers to you.
Thanks for this and other creations.
So yeah.
Yes.
And
why don't we just go ahead and do it since it segues? Estella, why don't you tell us how we got this beer and what it is and what we're about to enjoy?
And another beer.
Yeah. So
and another one.
It gave us this beer. It is the collaboration by Stone, AleSmith, Modern Times, Mother Earth, Pizza Port, Port Brewing, and Thorn. It is the San Diego Brewers United Double IPA. You can pick it up a lot of places, but we prefer you to go pick it up at Ale Tales.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ale Tales, for giving us this beer. And it also benefits the Brewers Guild Beer Fund. So if you haven't checked that out, please check that out. It is on GoFundMe, and it's going to help out all the breweries in San Diego. So thank you, Ale Tales. Thank you, Jess.
So fun.
Love that.
The guild itself is completely funded by brewery events. And obviously, and festivals, and obviously this year, this year there's no funds. There's nothing for the guild other than membership.
No fault of their own.
Yeah, exactly. Other than membership dues, which are actually kind of pittance to their budget.
I believe they put those on hold due to COVID. If I'm not mistaken, for this year they've excused those, so this is very important.
Even less money. They've started a lot of efforts. You can go to sdbeer.com. They've got a whole merch line about doing SD Beer at home and I am SD Beer, so you can support them that way. This is another way. Of course, when the big breweries in San Diego get together for a collaboration beer, it turns out amazing. I mean, this is
totally sold out too, by the way, you guys. Just so you know, if you're trying to go find it, that shit's gone.
So Ale Tales had about a case left yesterday. So don't quote me on it, but you've got a shot if you're listening live. If you're not listening live, it's probably gone. But
this is an aggressivly double IPA too.
Well, Mr. Tyson raised his hand all nice. So what's up, Tyson?
I would like to commit both O'Brien's and West Coast to purchasing kegs of any beer benefiting the San Diego Brewers Guild in the future.
Okay.
So if in addition to cans being sold to help benefit, I would like to offer purchases of kegs to both of our restaurants 100% to help benefit. So if this happens in the future, please keep this going and invite us to Brew Day. Please.
Email Tyson's Garage at gmail.com.
I want to sprinkle some hops.
That's
Tyson's sweaty garage.
It looks like a sauna that you're in.
No shame, bro. I got no
it's all right. You're losing weight, man. You're losing weight, bro.
Rock that game, bro.
You're doing really, really good so far, buddy.
Sweating out that beer as you drink it. Wow.
No, but seriously, like 100%. Any future collaborations and anything that benefits the San Diego Brewers Guild. Let that be known. I mean, for both of our restaurants, and I'm sure that whoever else is still going and making things happen right now, I'm sure they'd be in.
Always the homies.
And we'll find a way to create more events leading up. Beer Week's not going away. I know it's gonna be really weird, but we're gonna make it happen because that shit cannot die.
It can't die.
Wet hop festivals around the way. We're not going to let that die either. Anybody who's making wet hop beer, please send it. Like we're going to make something go. So,
hey, article idea.
Let's do it.
How O'Brien's and West Coast do San Diego Beer Week in the COVID-19 era and still make it special and awesome.
Without a question, it'll be special and awesome. We just got to find the way to do it.
Yeah, so when you do,
it will be safe.
Write
it will be
tell an article about it.
It will be safe. Yeah, it will be safe, and we will find a way. And I hope that we can compel others who have the fortunate ability that we have to expand patio. We're super lucky. I know there's so many businesses that aren't as lucky, but we will use what we got to make a benefit for many.
That's awesome, man.
100%.
That's rad. Shawn, thanks, Brandon, for covering the Mason Beer Zombie. The Mason Beer Zombie, by the way. This is their new line of single hop beers. I was lucky. I didn't even know I had an advanced release. Thanks to my friend, Mr. Hernandez. The two I had were terrific. So I hope that quality continues on through the whole line. And yes, we all love Tyson's positive energy. And if we were all if we were all there in this hot, sweaty ass garage,
you'd be fucking hot.
We would be hot, number one. But none of us would shy away from your sticky, wet hug at all. Like we'd all be right there.
I'm used to the garage. I'm not even sweating right now.
Girls are all
Mr. Martin, welcome to the show, dude.
Oh, hey.
Nice to see you, buddy.
Banger, what?
Wow. What's up, buddy?
Nice that you're drinking Focal Banger.
I'll take Focal over Hetty any day.
Right? Every day. Every day. It's National Oxy Day for Jeff. Following up on the surgery comment, I hope you're feeling okay, Jeff. I hope you're feeling okay, man. Oh my god.
Oh dear.
And then Troy very pointedly points out what happened to Tyson's Colby story. So Tyson, you're on the Colby story that you almost told us 2 minutes ago.
He brought up how Brandon shouldn't have been invited to the first Brewers Guild meeting. Not really my point, but I love Colby has always been a steward of San Diego craft beer without question, and he opened the door to Brandon to enjoy a Brewers Guild meeting so many years ago that inspired him to, all the way to this point, create San Diego Brew News. One of the things many things that I've done with that guy over years, he helped inspire me to do beer and food pairings in addition to many others. But we actually did one of my first beer and food pairings 15 years ago at San Diego Brewing Company with Ballast Point. And we practiced at his house over in the North Park area 15 years ago in his backyard, and we're like, okay, let's put together some pairings, and then ensued a 6-hour meal of I'm cooking this, and it's going to go with this, and I'm cooking this, and it's going to go with that, blah, 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 blah. We did, it's ridiculous, and that came to be, oh my gosh, how many meals have we had, Brandon, together as beer and food partners? Our family is getting together.
Somewhere like 12 to 20. It's a lot.
Remember when we did a junk food pairing inspired by Nate Soroka? He's like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Everybody, your first pairing. That's what he did. Nate brought this one up. He's like, let's do whatever your first pairing was. Not like a alcohol. Oh no, it wasn't alcohol pairing.
It was the first thing you got messed up on.
But paired with something. So mine was SoCo and Dr. Pepper was my mixture when I was like 14 or 15. Yeah, that fucking young. SoCo and Dr. Pepper.
No.
Amazing.
No.
And Doritos were my. Oh, that's what it was. It was your first messed up, and then your favorite snack when you were like a kid. And Doritos were my jam. So I did a Dorito crusted salmon, which I totally recommend.
It was great. It tasted awesome.
But it did not. It did not.
Yeah, no pairing.
Which Dorito did you use, red or blue?
Oh no, red. I grew up East Coast. I grew up East Coast.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Cool Ranch.
No ranch there.
Cool Ranch.
They weren't cool.
Yeah, if it was cool blue cheese, I'd have been in.
I mean, it matters, you know.
But I'll tell you what, nacho cheese, crusted salmon, and SoCo and Dr. Pepper do not pair well.
Salmon's great.
But we tried it. Anyway, Colby has always been a wonderful guy to open the door, hold people by the hand, educate, and welcome you to the San Diego craft beer scene. Probably like my number one. If there's one guy in San Diego that has helped join collaborations and people together, it's Colby, and then Brandon Hernandez has been inspired like myself, and then Brandon Hernandez just taking this. I mean, you're next level, bro. And
I never really thought about that with Colby, but yeah, it's like he passed that on.
Yeah.
Quietly, but he's that guy.
He's a serious connector.
Let me show you this. Go, child. Spread your wings.
By the way, so Colby's pointing out that you could always open your garage door. #sweats.
Yeah.
And then Rudy also has a great observation about Amy's fan is on the slowest setting we've ever seen.
I didn't show you guys. I have a fan.
It's like the fan behind your head, Amy, is like moving like a half an inch every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so annoying. Okay. I was like, what?
It's pretty special, actually.
I know my house is haunted, you guys, but I didn't know it was that haunted.
My wife says that her house is haunted because she has a husband too. But
yeah, no, I'll tell you some creepy ass like real 96-year-old house haunted stories any day.
That's for our patrons.
That's right.
Yeah, it is.
Welcome to the show, first off. And grab all the growlers and crowlers and to-go beer you can from all of your local breweries, period.
Hell yeah.
Our San Diego breweries need us more than ever right now. As Brandon said earlier, his effort to help them is different than ours. Ours is support monetarily. If you follow me in social media, almost every weekend I'm going out and supporting as many places as I can. Calling it Indie Supports Indie. I just think it's important for us to do anything we can. And there's many people that aren't working, that don't have any money. You can still help your favorite places by sharing their menus, sharing their hours with your friends.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, check out this cool new release they had. Those things you can do in social media don't cost any money. You can
man, why are you trying to give me competition?
No, only in a supportive way.
No, I totally stand in.
And
that's great.
Brandon, I was going to start my own website called Beer News San Diego.
Yes.
Just saying, bro. You cool with that? You cool?
Able-bodied beer news.
There you go.
Beer news by Abel.
Abel's about to get bodied.
Well, that's a whole different website now, dude. We're going a whole different direction.
If you're watching, don't go to that whole
page.
You're gonna have to pay a premium for that one.
That's a .net.
Yeah, that's money on that one.
One minor thing you can do is to rate all of your favorite places in every app there is. A lot of us go to our favorite places and just never actually push 4 stars in Facebook or 5 stars or whatever your rating is.
4 stars.
Some top out at 4.
Beer from on the radio?
It depends on what app you're in.
Not the radio, the regular. You're 4 stars, man. I'm not trying to support you.
He's doing Star Search edition, 4
it's
stars.
5 or fucking nothing, dude. That's all I'm saying.
5 or nothing. But what the important thing is that most people don't go on the internet to post anything positive. So if you can do that for the places that you love, it will help. Most
don't be a weenie.
Oh, dude.
Most people only whip out their phone to be like, me.
Speaking of which, hey, thanks, Amy, Thanks, Amy, for being nice when we crashed our internet site because it had so many people on it.
Oh my gosh! Can I just tell you how? Thank you.
I
was cool. So chill, and I was like, "This person is being so mean to Brandon. That's not nice." I was like, so preschool teacher.
Well, that was really nice because typically
you don't even turn the lights on and off.
Yeah,
I was.
Yeah, because
so
I don't know how to
mad.
post. I don't know how to post a link. I've only done that for 12 years. It couldn't
know.
possibly be an internet problem, right?
No,
Brandon
no.
totally wants to first world inconvenience us and send a link that doesn't quite go to a page maybe half of a time of however many years that you've been writing for, like kick rocks, bro. Fall on a barrel cactus. Like, please don't.
Actually, like just immediately simultaneous with.
But don't hurt my plants while you're falling on it.
Not my barrel cactus.
Not mine.
Yeah, not mine. Please and thank you. Get off. But yeah, don't be.
Well, I just really appreciate it. That was really kind. And,
I'm glad you saw it because I was pissed. I was so mad when they were mean to you.
Well, I couldn't tell that. I just thought it was really nice. So thank you.
I'm glad it came through eloquent because when I was sitting next to the dog, it was not eloquent.
I'm freaking out, and like the people who do the website are awesome, but I'm like, oh my god, this is bad. We've got a really good scoop, and people are getting the 500 error. Like I'm freaking out, and I see that, and I'm like, I feel bad.
Yeah, no, I don't. None of us. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to even begin to evaluate who has the website or doesn't, but. Don't be shitty, dude. Like, everyone makes mistakes. Shit happens. Be cool. And also, you're welcome that you got your info from Brandon in the first fucking place.
Yeah.
So, but bam.
Take that scoop that you got for free and I guess fall on a cactus. I don't know. I'm sorry that my free resource.
Don't motherfucking bother me.
Oh!
I'm going to send Tyson over.
Hey, so Christina heard you and she's like, windows up.
Hey.
What up,
garage door?
Yeah, don't be rude to the people.
There you go. Hey,
you know, helping you out, man.
Yeah, agreed.
I was like,
my homie is trying to look cool at his next, like, you know, non-COVID safe party. He's gonna be like, oh yeah, so I have this info. Oh, where'd you get that from? Oh, low key, Brandon Hernandez. But he didn't post his link right. Get out of here, brah. That's my sick burn.
That's so great.
Yeah, that was really heavy, Amy. Really heavy.
Oh, Tyson, thanks for being my ally on that rap.
Can we got you, boo?
Because I'm loving this beer.
So let's close it out with Tyson. Well, theoretically, how is the parking lot restaurant going? You guys were able to take over a large part of the worst parking lot to ever park in, so might as well be goddamn tables anyway. But how is the outdoor O'Brien's going?
Okay, so my joke now is the worst parking lot in San Diego turned into the best fucking beer garden in San Diego. So again, like, we are more fortunate than most. We're very, very lucky. And I wasn't even sure how our landlords would handle it. We're in a strip mall that's 98% fucking restaurants. There's a nail salon, and then everything else is restaurants. Which I don't know how that happened, by the way. Like,
right?
It wasn't always that way.
Well, it's like bookends. It's like ramen and O'Brien's, and everything else in the middle is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not how the building was designed. But anyway, that's beside the point. Anyway, so seeing LA start to close down, I'm like, this before 4th of July. This is I saw San Diego coming, right? And so approached our landlord and our property manager, and I'm like, listen, this is coming. We're the only ones with any kind of patio, kind of speaking for the complex. I'm like, we should try and find out or figure out a way to work the parking lot into a space where all the restaurants can extend into some kind of parking lot patio. And they were really receptive to it. I was like, let's just close the whole thing down. Every restaurant just builds out from their storefront space, right? And they're like, okay, well, let's just go. We'll go around and take a survey. Only 3 restaurants wanted to do it. Everybody else wanted to stay to go.
What?
And I was like, well, we want to do it.
Okay.
100%. Rocky wanted to do it. And then Tofu House, our neighbors next door, June, awesome dude next door. We've been neighbors for a long time. Wanted to do it. So they're like, okay, cool. We're going to close down your entryway. And I was like, sweet. So they're like, we're going to pay for the gates to close it down, and then we'll create a space. Yeah, create a space for to-go traffic to come in over by the Rocky side and come out. So they're like a little in and out. But like our whole space over by O'Brien's, that entry to the complex, the parking lot, is closed off.
It's so rad.
And what everybody needed to do that was submit to alcohol beverage control a diagram for them of the space we wanted to use for our temporary catering license, right? And so I drew it out 35 feet by 50 feet. So we have a giant space, and I'm only using. Oh, I went dark.
Oh,
Hold on. And I'm only using 30-ish feet. So we're gonna go giant. My lights went out.
It's a Scott Blair Witch project.
But we're only using we're using 3 pop-ups by 3 pop-ups. But we have the ability to expand. I'm really excited because Wet Hop Festival's around the corner. Yes. I'm not going to let that die. Whoever's making a wet hop beer, once again, whoever's making one, send it my way. Let us know you're making it. I want to pour it. We're going to expand the patio. It's all table service. We can't create any kind of social distancing through that 36-inch door, so there's no line anymore. So you're getting served at your table now, which has been really interesting, but actually pretty fun. Like everybody's hustling, making it happen. It feels even more like O'Brien's family is serving you, and the support's been fantastic. We're definitely still not at full capacity, but it's felt better than it's felt in 5 months. Pretty awesome. West Coast, we were able to do 6 pop-ups. So we had, and then my light comes back. That one. Thank you, Christina, my boo. You know how to do. So we were able to do 3 pop-ups by 2 pop-ups. So we have 30 feet by 20 feet over there. And we were really lucky over at West Coast to have a patio. And the support in that neighborhood, because it's actually a residential neighborhood, has been incredible. And I've always called it an O'Brien's East.
It's a really hidden gem. That neighborhood you're in has no competition for you. There is no good craft beer place, let alone no good barbecue in that whole region.
And it's not even. I wouldn't even say it's about the competition. I think it's just people feel the care that our family gives to you, and the feel of family that our customers, they have a sense of ownership and care. This is the same way to O'Brien's. There's a longevity of customers. There's just a care and comfort that you have at both places, and it's awesome to go back and forth and feel that. And they have they're just ballers for us. So it's awesome, and we've been able to support the craft beer scene in that regard. Keeping our taps full and flowing, being able to fill prowlers and growlers has been gigantic. That saved us during the to-go period of time where it felt really, really uncertain and scary, when you're trying to meet bills. And I think in our O'Brien's parking lot, I think we were one of the few people actually paying full rent. There's so many places that weren't paying rent during that period of time in that parking, in that structure. And that was just fucking scary, So I think that was actually pushed our landlords into supporting that situation. So
I'm really glad you were able to get that going, and congratulations, man. And Brandon was very nice, and he raised his hand like he's in class.
I can follow establishment orders. I'm curious to know, because I love West Coast, and I have for a long time. But I wonder. What is it like? Have you been able to get people into craft beer, or is it mostly people come in and they're looking for good food and they say, "Hey, and this beer, like, it's really great too." Like, what is kind of like the way that the people approach the beer, because the food is so good on its own, to be honest. What is it like for locals who come in there? Are they looking for craft beer? Is it just an added bonus, or have you watched people over time kind of gravitate towards craft beer and say, "Oh, I didn't know what this Pliny the Elder was, but now I like it"?
So it is a combination of all those things. I think for a long time it was, we were definitely more like 60-40 food to beer, but it's more 50-50 now. We do a ton. We actually do a pretty good amount of to-go business, and people come there just to eat, many. But there are a lot of people that come there knowing that the craft beer list procured by Christina, she's kicking ass over there. It's ridiculous. I sometimes look at her. I feel like she holds stuff back for me sometimes. I'm like, and I'll go in there and I'm like, wait. I'll be like, wait. You brought that in, and I didn't bring that into O'Brien's, and I'm like, shit. And it'll be on tap like 2 days later at O'Brien's.
The light went off right now.
That's
great.
fucking good, you know. But so she does a killer job with craft beer. We have an amazing amount of customers I feel that come in there, and I feel like every time I'm there and I'm walking through or I'm helping with something, I'll run into someone. It's their first time, and I'm like, "It's your first time?" Yeah, we live like 3 blocks away. And I'm like, "It's your first time, and you're 3 blocks away. How is that possible?" But the reason they bring me over is to let me know that it's amazing food. We have Umberto, who's I've worked with for the past 10 years, who's a baller chef and makes amazing food and cares about every layer of every sandwich or every part of every plate. And he cares about the sauce and the soups, and everything's ridiculous. You know, they're experiencing that for their first time. And they're like, how did I not know about this place? And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like you should have been here already.
So,
and then the beer to boot, it's incredible. So I'm glad people are learning about it, experiencing it. We've been experiencing a lot of love in that regard, and it's just amazing. It's nice to feel right now.
Asking where that's at. What's the address?
We're on Lake Murray Boulevard, 4200 block. We're next to the Ross Dress for Less. There's the Jack in the Box in our way.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
There's a Jack in the Box like in our way. If we could just move a little bit left, that'd be amazing.
If you can see Jack in the Box, go like you're going to the drive-through, right there.
Yeah.
Right behind.
I grew up in La Mesa, dude. Yeah. My doctor was across the street from right there.
Yeah.
Dude,
so
yes.
Big Locks is right across the street. There's
it used to be Pick and Save.
You know it.
Okay.
We're literally okay. This is the crazy thing with the La Mesa with the riots that were happening in La Mesa. We're literally a retaining wall away from the city of San Diego. That's how far. That's how far north we are in La Mesa.
Y'all deep La Mesa.
So it's great. It's like right there.
Crouch from the pudding place. That's a good landmark right now, Danielle. Seriously.
That pudding paste is the bomb right now.
Yeah, banana pudding.
Dude,
dude, that place is awesome.
Dude, it's awesome.
Wow.
I had the cheesecake pudding the other day. I was like, whoo.
I was really excited about it, and my friends came over one time, and they dropped off something, but they didn't bring any pudding. They'd been there the same day. It was really awful.
Fucked up.
Are they really?
I know. Like they're really terrible people.
I have no idea.
I'm gonna go back to one of your SD Beer News posts. Unfriend those motherfuckers.
Poker.
Well, it's nice knowing you, Abel.
If you listen very carefully, you can hear Danielle just laughing her ass off in the background.
I love that. As long as she's not flipping me off like everybody else. That's
Abel, I'm not showing the camera, so she is. But don't worry.
We don't have to listen too hard. We can hear it.
But overall, amazing love. We're not quite at the numbers we should be, but it doesn't matter. Like, it's felt better now than it's felt in the past 5 months, and we feel completely fortunate with the situation that we have with landlords and the city helping us expand and make that situation much more friendly. We feel for restaurants that are not doing as well, and we hope that there's some support from their cities and their communities to help stay this fucking crazy time so they can survive. Because what the fuck is San Diego without the amazing food, the amazing places to enjoy beer, craft cocktails, cider, kombucha? Like, if that goes away, it's gonna feel really not as special as it has over the last 20 years. So I really hope there's some great support in the future for some of these smaller businesses.
There has to be, first off. Secondly, if there's any city in the world that is set up to move our fucking dining outside, it's fucking San Diego.
True story.
So luckily the city is now on board. Yeah. A lot of us think a couple months too late, but whatever. The city's now on board.
You mean it doesn't work that way in Oregon?
No.
or Vancouver.
Which is crazy because I've sat outside in Oregon, raining all over me, drinking a beer outside, and it's fucking no big deal. Put a fucking jacket on, let's go.
That doesn't play here. No. If the ground is damp, we ain't drinking outside. That's just. I mean, we're from San Diego. I don't know what you're talking about, but
I'm from New York.
Yeah, so we
put a fucking coat on.
So before we close it out with Lexi and Amy, and then we're gonna end the show with our bookend, Mr. Mcilhenney. Brandon, how was the launch? You launched 2 days ago. How was it? Does it feel good? What are your thoughts 2 days after launch?
It feels great. Like, honestly, because I was just trying to provide a resource for people like me, and to see people like me gravitate toward it and think it's cool. That's all I really wanted. It's really good, and people within the brewing community they appreciate the fact that it's there, and they're in constant contact with me, which is all I want. It's like I want to tell the stories. I want to put the news out there. I want to put the information out there that you need, especially right now. But then moving forward beyond COVID too, and I think it's fantastic. It's my favorite subject in the whole wide world. You can find a map that's actually updated. You can find COVID information at the very top, thanks to Maggie, who's on right now. But news. There's going to be voices of SD beer right now. Actually, what I'm doing with the San Diego Beers News is to make my articles factual news articles, and then anything that's opinionated is actually going to come from within the brewing industry via Voices of SD Beer, where it's like if you're at any level within a brewing company, as long as you get approval from your boss, that's my one thing, and then I approve it as well. If you have something that's important to you, something that you see within the industry, a charity, a cause, whatever it might be, hit me up, and you now have a platform to put that out there. It doesn't cost anything. It's just, I want people to see a real reflection of how people are feeling within the brewing industry and how it can, kind of go beyond brewing industry into just San Diego lifestyle, San Diego community, and just make a difference. People need a voice, especially right now. And so that's one thing I'm very excited about. I'm going to put a call for that out, probably on Plexus and other places as well. But I'm really stoked about that. And then, our email newsletter is going to have beers that are tapping or being released the next week, all in a big giant row. Nice. I'm hitting these breweries up every single week and just trying to give people resources with which to provide their information to people who want the information. And it's going to be great. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. But we've got like Quaff Homebrew Club there. We've got, of course, Danielle. We've got Pink Boots. We've got Mujeres. We've got a lot of great things up there. We have CCBA, the California Craft Brewers Association. Soon, I hope San Diego Brewers Guild. It'd be great. And actually, 1% of the profit that we make off of this website will go to San Diego Brewers Club. San Diego Brewers Guild.
We're going to start
because they are professionals. At the end of every year, we're going to put. And if we have a particularly good year, it could be more than 1%. But at the end of the day, it's just like I looked at the model for this, and I've always respected people like Pure Project, where it's 1% for the planet. But I kind of wanted to cut to the chase and just say what's important to me. I don't want to really file all that paperwork, but San Diego Brewers is the heartbeat of what I'm doing, and I'd love to give something back to the Brewers Guild, something back to their members in particular, and just make a difference, a positive difference. So thank you for everyone who's come on. If you haven't checked it out, check it out, San Diego Beer.news. But it's about as altruistic as it gets, and because I'm just passionate about it. And one of these days, as long as I can pay my mortgage, I'll be great.
That's all you need.
I just want to put that news out there for people who want beer news like I want, people who are watching this show, and provide voices for people who should be having a voice. Pink Boots, Tyson, who's rad.
Yeah.
And before we get too far along and I forget and things don't go well, I would really like to thank Pat because I've had a lot of great articles that did very well under this platform when it was just social media, but he was kind enough through Brian, who shared it with me. I went back to Pat, and he allowed me to put out the news about his new venture. And that really, I mean,
Pat.
for a reporter, it's really a big deal to go viral. It doesn't happen that often. I've had it happen a couple times, but it really means a lot to be able to work with someone from your hometown, someone you respect for what they've done, and you're excited legitimately about their new business venture. And to be able to put that out there and just see it go great for my platform. But then also he texts me, I'm getting, contacted by everybody.
Oh,
and it
shit.
was really cool. But, like
international exposure.
What's that?
International exposure.
Yeah, it was
low key.
But we worked together to put each other on the map. I mean, I'm not putting him on the map, but he put the San Diego Beer News brand on the map. And it was great. It was a great way to legitimately, from his hometown, put that out there. And I can't thank him enough, because I've respected what he's done for a long time. And it was really nice of him to let me put that out there, even though we'd already put it on this show, which is the right way to do it. But yeah, it meant a lot to me personally. And that's what this whole San Diego Beer thing is about. Personal relationships and, just trying to lift everything up. So I wanted to say thanks before we got off. That's really important to me. I appreciate it. And Sean's cool too. And your daughter-in-law is even better.
Dude, Jamie is so sweet. I just met her the other day. She's
the best.
Freaking rad.
Isn't she?
Coolest chick, dude.
Oh.
Coolest chick.
Yep.
So cool.
Brandon, I can't believe you haven't mentioned becoming a patron via Patreon.
Ooh.
We're gonna close the show with that.
Okay.
I still have
ahead of the game, Lexi.
You know what?
Lexi, hold it back.
Hey,
hold it back, Lexi.
Lexi, bless you. I still have, so my biggest thing. I have a lot of trouble asking for this kind of stuff. It's the hardest part. There's like
for you. We're not shy.
Well, that's right. But on the other side of this, there's like seeking people who want to sponsor your site. That's the hardest part. It's just like, I just want to tell your news. You don't have to give me anything. It's great, but I guess it's part of the business. But
yeah, he'll never ask. He'll just guilt trip you.
Yeah.
I'll be like, yeah,
I'm trying to get off
you that beer when I saw you at Original 40, but I'm actually not. JK.
That's really cool. And so speaking of, we've been all drinking in the background, but tonight we are closing out the show with Black is Beautiful. This is a straight version of the Imperial Stout recipe from Weathered Souls. This happens to be Urban Roots version. Looks like Lexi has second chances, I'm guessing, from the wax. So again, we had Weathered Souls and Will Eisner and Brandon Montgomery and Pierre Doles on a couple weeks ago to discuss
Love you, Brandon. You're
the
cool.
mega collab. This happens to be another version. Urban Roots is in Sacramento. They're another Black-owned brewery, and it was really cool that they were able to join in this effort. And also really cooler that they started distributing to San Diego at the same time this beer was coming out. So it was like one of the first 4 beers, I think, that made it to San Diego from them. So super clean, very, very drinkable. Barely any real roast coming through on in your mouth, and one of what we would call a straight up ABV smuggler. Like, you're not tasting the heat on the alcohol.
Not at all.
Don't put 3 of these down. Do if that's your goal.
Sorry,
Mom. You tell me what to do. God damn it.
Yeah, exactly. You can't tell me what to drink.
By the way,
you're not the boss of me. You're not the boss of me.
Feeling really left out here.
So Brian,
where is
I'm very sorry,
where
Tyson.
They show you the smuggler, like where they don't even.
Tyson, it's the best beer that you've ever had. That you never had.
It's in the front.
Man, I can't wait. I can't wait to try it, because I'm sure I'm gonna get it like a late mail package. It's gonna get sent to O'Brien's.
Thank you, friend.
And I'm gonna enjoy it, and I'm gonna shoot you guys all text messages with like, oh.
So
I love the movement.
We're gonna send it to Christina.
Send it to my email, ablebody@gmail.com.
Ablebody, got it.
Oh my God, that's great.
If you happen to be in Sacramento, I've been lucky enough to. A lot of people they joke around when I say I've been lucky enough to go to Sacramento like 5 times in the last 2.5 years. Sacramento is up and coming. It's really fun.
Hey man, that was some good times with
area.
the Stella. I'm just gonna say that was some great memories.
Yeah, see,
I'm not saying anything else. I'm just
they were so good. She's telling
time,
you to shut up.
A great city for CCB.
Urban Roots.
This one time at CCBA.
My husband is from
Hey,
Vegas.
remember she's in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Except this.
Hey, real quick,
The
what was
flights
that-
cost
what
the
was
same
that lake
amount,
in
y'all.
Nevada where you could get your beer? What was that lake?
The Montucky.
Yeah, what was that place in
Topaz
Nevada?
Lake. There's like a really weird.
If she's your real friend, she'll go there.
Yeah, I will.
saying.
I'll help you out, girl. Or
Hey,
you can help me out.
shout out.
That's better.
Oh my god.
Shout out to Van at Craft 595 over there on Paradise. You need to go to that craft
This beer is fucking amazing.
Tell me one more
guys.
time. Where am I going?
I like it.
Craft 595 on Paradise Craft Beer Bar. It's it's off strip, but
Okay.
the zombie crew meets there.
Okay.
That crew that Chris heads, they do
Dope.
some beer stuff over there, and like that place is dope. They do awesome food. Van's got some San Diego roots, and awesome craft beer off strip.
Oh.
Hit
I'm
'em
here
up.
for days.
And
I
have
have
something to
a
ask you?
tiramisu in my fridge that would pair amazing with this beer, by the way.
absolutely.
How do you do?
I just need to.
Pat, you had something to add to this?
I do. I know the guy that brews this beer.
Yes.
Does anybody else know Peter?
Hoey?
Low key.
So Peter Hoy was the BSG rep for San Diego for years, and he was a previous brewer up in the Sacramento area. He spread wisdom and assistance to San Diego brewers galore. He was an asset to the brewers down there from BSG for many years. Very talented brewer in his own right, and when they collaborated in establishing Urban Roots, he fit the mold for their project to be a pretty damn good brewery. He would be somebody that we can all respect for his brewing prowess, and this is another example of how good he is. So
This
Magical.
beer,
You're a sexy speaker. I love hearing you talk.
Peter Hoey's rad.
The Godfather has spoken. Shut up, everyone.
exactly.
I think it's that couch.
I think it's a throw pillow.
It's a pillow.
Costanza, that couch. Be like Costanza. Just pose.
But I'll say, if you're in
awesome.
Sacramento, definitely go to Urban Roots. They have a big board of house beers that are amazing, and Peter's great. But they're
Shut up!
wow, that is addiction to the phone. She's not even looking up.
Dude, whatever. She's that
I was just saying, in 14 seconds, she's going to realize she's on video and get out.
Notice how
every
it's
time I
like
see
daylight
the
as fuck
Mcilhenneys,
there.
they're on their bicycles rolling up to
I'll
fall.
pay the
and I
price
just
later.
Yes, indeed, you will.
Well, real quick, if you go to Urban Roots, also go to Pangea in Sacramento, which is the original spot of the same owner.
Yeah.
But if you want to have a lambic on tap, a goose on tap, they have 4 dedicated taps to those kinds of beers.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
After my own heart,
And
yo.
one of the best burgers you'll ever have, one of the best chicken sandwiches you'll ever have, and a bottle shop.
So
I
my
mean, I want to go to Sacramento. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Right?
Get you a Hoey garden. Hoey garden.
Hoey Garden. Yes.
Yeah.
You guys, what a magical evening this has been. I am.
That means I gotta go.
So happy.
That's your cue.
Since you chimed up, Amy, how has Pink Boots handled the COVID era? Let's call it. How are you guys handling meetings? How have you kept the interactive spirit? I mean, you guys are all about collaboration in person.
Yeah.
How have you kept that alive so far during this era?
Oh man, since I've chimed up, I feel like I've been chiming up this whole goddamn time. So with that, the amazing Miss Lexi, my co-leader, has made this amazing idea. She's way more tech savvy than I am. As you can tell, I've dropped in and out of my calls like 10 times. She's the one that I'm like, what do we do? So she decided to come up with Zoom back when I was like, what the fuck is Zoom? I have no idea. So she created not one, but 2 Zoom happy hours a week since literal lockdown. And we have had, more girls, the same girls, whatever. Now we're starting to get back to like this month with the distilling meeting, like I mentioned, that you can only find on San Diego Beer News before you sign up to be a Pink Boots member. We have had 2 happy hours a week, which sounds like a lot, but it's really not when your professional girlfriends are your real true girlfriends. So that's been really cool. We've been able to network with, again, North County girls. I'm way down here in National City. So to meet girls from Vista that I'm now like super close friends with, that's been fucking incredible. We socially distanced at Peer Project the other day. Whatever else we can do. Someone is out of town. We go get like beer for them to bring back to the other girls. And then we just like mule it down the county to me. So that's great. So yeah, we've had an amazing turnout with that. We've been able to connect with other chapters that we might not have been able to connect with. One of the girls that just did an awesome presentation was up in Montana. And so that was freaking sick. So we're planning on linking up with the Sacramento and Yakima chapters coming up, just to kind of include everybody. There's no reason for us to hoard all the info. We're all in the same organization. Might as well share the same thing.
Love it.
But without the mastermind of Miss Lexi Martin, there's no way we could have ever had, because I'm like, I don't know how to do this shit. I'll just like put a giant group text out. But it's been amazing. And there's girls that I've gotten to connect with. Like I said, beer is super weird that you have the same days that everyone's working. I'd love to come to a meeting, but I can't. But now that Brandon can put us on the map with, maybe you could request a day off. Maybe you could whatever. We've grown our chapter so much closer and tighter than we've ever done before. And it just... I can't. I'll cry.
That's great.
And the fact that Brandon's offering that opportunity for us to extend that to maybe other members that aren't quite members yet, that are like, oh, I've kind of heard about this, but I don't really know. Then we can be able to use that platform. Oh my gosh, my heart explodes. I can't.
So awesome. Speaking of Puppet Master Lexi, where would people go if they want to join this amazing effort of you guys and become your drinking buddies and be at these happy hours and start learning about beer? Maybe they know about beer and they just want to link up with other women in the industry. Where do you go to get linked up with everything Pink Boots?
Well, we do have a public Facebook page called Pink Boots San Diego. You can also go to pinkbootssociety.org. That'll get you straight to our, you can apply for membership there. I will note, we didn't do this earlier, to be qualified to apply to be a member of Pink Boots, you do have to be a woman.
No way.
In the beverage industry. Sorry, Pat. Sorry, Brandon.
We're working on that, you guys. We're working on it. Stay tuned. Don't give up.
But we have opened up to everybody in the fermented beverage industry. So that includes spirits, hard kombucha, cider, mead, everything, which is so exciting.
All the things.
Cool.
But yeah, where you can find Amy or myself, Amy Stackman, Lexi Russell-Martin. You can find us both on Facebook. We'd be happy to chat with you. And our amazing secretary, Romina Rossell, which you may know from the Bountiful Bag.
We love Romy.
She sees the Instagram. She knows. We don't. She sees it. We're like, thank you for responding to that.
She's
incredible.
That's rad. All right.
Can I add one more thing?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, please.
we were talking about the guild earlier, and I did just want to mention that the Pink Boots Society is also 100% nonprofit. We're a 501c3 charity, and everything that we do is volunteer-based throughout the whole world. We just opened chapters we have a Hong Kong chapter now. We have a New Zealand chapter, Australia.
There was an Africa brew.
I want to report on all of those, please.
Yeah,
insane.
That's
insane.
We have a chapter in Spain that is very active.
Love them.
We're worldwide.
So cool.
This started in San Diego from the lovely Terry Fairendorf. But
wow.
Cheers. Plug, you can watch that on the Today Show.
Hey,
really?
Today Show that came to GABS Hop Rub last year. If you just Google Today Show Pink Boots Society, it'll come up. You'll see Laura, you'll see my dumb self, and a bunch of other girls that you've seen thereabouts. Yeah. And if you've ever gone to any other city, you'll see them too. Awesome. Shit is ridiculous.
Cool.
But
pretty well deserved. That's amazing.
So
Lexi kills it, all that.
So exciting. But so I do want to get back to, so like the guild, much like the guild, we are a nonprofit. We are 100% supported by donations and stuff like that. Our biggest source of funds is our collaboration brew day in March, which happened conveniently right as the shutdown began.
Right.
It was a really good time to brew beer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
March.
Hey, what was your blend?
COVID.
What was your blend that y'all came up with?
So our blend this year was, oh God, I was in charge of this. It was Eldorado, Zaka, Laurel. Between the two of us, we got this.
Sorry.
Nope, you don't.
So very lemony. It was very lemony.
It's
Idaho Gem.
Idaho Gem. Okay,
yeah!
so
wow. Ding 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 ding.
Gorgeous.
Delicious.
Lemony, piney, dank.
So on that note, we actually it was kind of candy-like. I mean, I kind of got a candy almost like sweetness to it, but it had a really nice dank character also, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It was it was nice and balanced between the two. Like, to me, it was just like, like that. Like, sauce, as the Stella says.
Yeah. You missed the sauce.
I think you definitely sold it. I want to party with you no matter what. I don't care.
After that hop rub, which was the first hop rub I had ever been to, I think I permanently had like a green stain on my nose the rest of GABF. Like, from just being so into it that hop rub I freaking loved. And like working with the women, as Lexi was, I'm sure, about to explain, were so rad that when we were doing this hop rub, I'm like, I've never done this. Like, what do you mean? You just like grind this between your hands and you take it all in, and then no amount of hand sanitizer and or hot water can take it off? All right, tight.
That's exactly what happened.
It was so much fun.
Paper sticks to you for the next 5 minutes.
Bearded faces.
Dude,
takes
I
it
swear,
off.
like landing back in San Diego, I'm still like, green? That's weird. Like, but yeah, so as Lexi was saying, that hot blend, $3 from every pound goes towards scholarships. That's our biggest fundraiser. Besides that arm wrestling initiative we did back at Beer Week.
That was fun.
And now we can't
that was a lot of fun.
Lexi also said something important. Lexi also said something important about Pink Boots, which is they are a 501c nonprofit organization. That means that all donations to them are 100% tax deductible. Yeah, so if you happen to be a business that likes to support things, but also get tax credit for that support, Pink Boots is an organization that can give you a nice receipt that'll be a fat write-off for you. So that's a great way to use your funds to help the community and also get a tax refund. So thank you, both of you. It's freaking great.
And if you wonder what Pink Boots is about, again, watch the Today Show link.
Yeah.
Search
like
Today Show, Pink Boots, Amy Spackman. Amy Cold Crisp. Wait, was it Cold Crisp?
Cold Snacks.
Cold Snack.
Crisp.
Oh my God.
And eventually San Diego Beer.News. Look at that.
Yeah.
Love it.
San Diego Beer.News.
Dude, I love the energy. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, that link is 100% going to be on San Diego Beer News' page because Brandon is such an amazing steward and supporter of
Maybe
women in
tomorrow.
beer and the whole shebang that you can learn about the history of it. You can see all the on that. It's fantastic. And if you don't see it, then hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. See you at Fall Brewing. I love you guys.
Well, one thing I want to say is like the things they said before and now, obviously, really compelling, right? Like if you'd never heard of Pink Boots, like, well, this sounds pretty cool. Exactly. That's like the whole thing. So, like, investigate.
Can I also add one more thing about
it's great.
Pink Boots? Can I add one more thing on that, Brandon?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Please.
So, in all the times that I've worn Pink Boots, oh yeah, it will. We were like, "Oh, how cute! You're wearing rain boots behind the bar."
Yeah.
Do these have polka dots on them? And if they did, they'd be cute. But guess what? These are pink, and they just happen to be steel toe, like the brown boots y'all brewers are wearing. So, but bam, they're pink. Sorry that you didn't get some. Okay.
Sorry, not sorry.
This guy.
Also, anyone that's upset about the color of the boot won't be mad when it kicks them in the nuts.
Yeah, Amazon Smile, yo. Donate your Amazon purchase.
I mean, they might be mad because they got kicked in the nuts by Pink Boots.
I'd be mad at any boots that kick me in the nuts.
But you're not mad about the color.
There's a lot of us.
No, the color will be the last thing that I complain about.
Gorgeous.
That's right.
Those boots were made for brewing.
To end our
and also kicking nuts.
To end it, what?
On a squishy note, we love you, Brandon, and you've always been so supportive of Pink Boots, and you're always the first person to ask who, how, when, where to support.
All the things.
Does not go unseen, and we adore you, and we're right behind you on San Diego Beer News, and we're honored to be on your side.
So tremendously honored, and to
Right
even
back
have our logo on the front page is just like beyond. That's like your mom showing your kindergarten picture to everybody when the second she meets them. Like it's just so nice.
That's great. That makes me super happy because I'm exactly as excited as you are. I can't wait to see what you guys do with it. Honestly, it's gonna be great if you guys can like up your membership and I don't know make even more things happen. That'd be awesome. Because I think you guys are great.
Okay, I'm
so
sorry.
Dope, dude. So dope.
Last thing I promise that came from the comments. How many of you shop on Amazon?
Me?
Everybody.
Me.
Right? Okay, so if you shop from your computer, you can actually go to smile.amazon.com and you can choose a charity to donate to. And Pink Boots is actually one of the charities you can donate to. And a portion of every single that you buy on Amazon will go to Pink Boots.
Oh,
that's so nice.
That's incredible.
I didn't know that.
Great.
Say
that again.
Dude, you guys are fucking with it. I fucking love it, dude. You guys are so with it. I love it.
Come on, Tyson. Winners win. Winners
He
win.
just learned how to open his garage door.
Africa, New Zealand, like holy cow. Like
All
all
these
Spain.
all these things I didn't
It trips me out.
I didn't know about,
win.
but I'm not
Winners
surprised
win.
by. How about that? All these things I didn't know about, but I'm not surprised by because you guys are fucking fierce. And holy cow, the way that Pink Boots has grown, the support from the community, the brewer community, the hop community, it's incredible. So holy shit.
Fierce Female Fridays we do all the time on our Instagram if you want to look at it. Fierce Female Fridays. We spotlight a new member.
I'm like
That's
fucking
fantastic.
Floating for you guys right now. I love it.
Ah.
Cool.
As we approach the fourth hour of this podcast marathon,
We're all chilling. It's okay.
Hey,
We're chilling.
it's
Whatever.
It's very comfortable.
I am out of beer, so if we're gonna continue this shit, I'm gonna go to the fridge real quick.
We're gonna let Tyson go to the fucking fridge real quick. Go ahead, sir. That's super important.
Hit
Don't
it,
get beer,
bro.
So, Mr. Mcilhenney, we kind of started the show with the notion that the people that are in your way have no intention of vacating the building. So as they progress with their business, I guess we'll call it, What's kind of your plan right now? Like, are you just gonna kind of approach it as a wait and see, be ready to go as soon as they get the fuck out of your way? What are you doing currently? I guess is what I'm saying.
Move.
Crowbar.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Well, we're not going to be the asshole no matter how well this turns out. We would encourage them to do the right thing. And we want the public to actually know the truth or to actually know the details of they lost their lease and they're hanging on because they want to make money, doing what they're doing. I can't really embellish any more on that. It is what it is. I would like to see the public, though, actually be educated and know that it's not the original people that run that place anymore. The heart and soul of that company was lost long ago when the bank repossessed it. There would be little to gain for them to retain their position by public opinion. They're not going to make any friends by doing what they're currently doing, which is digging in and trying to make life hard for us.
They've lost so many more friends.
We just hope that in the end, no one looks bad and everybody turns out, that they take their balls and they go to their respective courts.
Again, like a fucking godfather, just skipping around the words that would offend, just gentle, like you're on, like beautiful.
It's okay. I'll edit all this out later, so you're fine.
Just so you know,
fucking
Tito is my friend.
On the day of my daughter's wedding, when my son loses his fucking insurance, when my fucking grandsons come into this earth, you're gonna fucking do this to me?
Yeah.
You're gonna fucking do this to me?
Yes, go ahead. Take a little smell of the roses.
You could Lexi leave.
I think that should be your beer. You should do a beer collab with O'Brien and call it The Godfather.
Oh my God.
I do want to. So
trademark.
I'm sure that conversations happened in various other places in the beer scene, but there are names like Nelson IPA. Windows Up, Duet. Like there's got to be like the McIlhenney version.
Oh, there will be.
Spell it backwards.
So, I'd like to suggest per
Windows
indie beer show.
Windows down.
Garage doors up. Garage doors up as an alternative.
Well, we did make a slogan. It was Nelson or Nothing.
Yes.
So we already have plans to trademark the name Nothing.
Nice.
So that we can make a beer
that's not Nelson.
That's not Nelson. It's nothing.
Yes.
Solvent or nothing.
That's pretty sweet, man. So speaking of your son, what the hell has Shawn been up to? I mean, Tyson kind of alluded to some of the bullshit that happened to him, but what's Shawn up to and how is he doing?
He's being a very good father.
Yeah.
First time in his life.
Daddy life.
I was old enough to know
handsome child
that I was never going to get a grandson. The McIlhenney name was going to end with Shawn.
What?
And lo and behold, he went and got married and had a son.
I'll show you, Dad.
Yeah.
And everything.
So
I remember when you also said
more failures for more successes.
I remember when you also said Shawn wasn't going to be in the beer scene. He was happy working at Sequan. as valet. You know, he didn't want anything to do with the beer business.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, he's like, I don't know. Yeah,
so you're saying
they come around. They come around, kid.
Yes, it's so cool, man. So how have you?
Well, let's take this moment. Cheers to the newest Mcilhenney. To Shawn and Jamie. And to Grandpa Pat and Grandma Val.
To the
McIlhenneys.
Okay.
To the newest generation. You know this motherfucker's gonna go, and I can't wait. We can't wait.
Third generation brewer.
To the Mick fam.
Mac Daddy, what?
That's
Mick Brew, boo!
Mick Brew, boo!
That's pretty good. And
that's actually going to be their Halloween release. Mick Brew, boo!
That's also.
Ooh, I like it. That's the month of Estella's Triple Quince.
It's going to be a picture of you, Tyson, with just your face in the dark.
Yeah.
I don't know what picture you'll are still, but it's going to be great.
That's right. I just want to save the name Padrino de Cerveza for Pat. Padrino de Cerveza, because that's what he is.
Oh, Padrino.
Very Mexican lager.
Love you.
Padrino de Cerveza. Just saying it.
That's very nice.
El Padrino Cervecita.
Mm-hmm.
There's your Mexican lager.
I'm into it.
That's Pat's Mexican memory.
Sus.
Wait, can we see that again?
I wonder what it'd be like to be Mexican.
Sorry, I'm a yogi, you guys. I keep moving around my room. I'm so sorry if that's agitating your video. I just can't sit.
Whatever. I feel like the next time we get together, that's how we should do the whole show.
Yeah. In motion. Yes. That was a nice hand model job, though, Amy.
Okay.
Now we're all moving. Great. To start the march out of here, I know his entire.
We can't start the march out. What the hell is the march out? What is that?
It's a progression. It's a progression of bits that gets us to be able to turn the shit off and go to sleep. But
yo, dude,
I'm enjoying it.
Your guy,
I'm not going to sleep.
Y'all Patreons are being
first off,
super supportive and cool and watching it. So
absolutely, everyone is very supportive. It's great, and unlimited content is the new way. No, it is. Brandon, your site is San Diego Beer.news, but
correct.
I heard a rumor directly from you that you had some special news to share with us at this very moment.
I do actually. It's got very little to do with San Diego Beer News, but it's got a lot to do with me, and I haven't really shared it with a lot of people. And I was really enjoying Pat talking about being a grandpa because I'm going to be one too. My son is going to make me a grandfather through a very lovely woman, just like Pat can understand with his
big time.
Like, you know, they're the better half, right? You get that? So do I. I mean, I love my son and all, but she's cream of the crop. And I'm just really excited about it. But apparently in March, around St. Patrick's Day, so another excuse to drink Irish stout, I guess. But anyway, I'm really excited to be the first 44-year-old grandfather in my family. That'll be great. But yeah, it's awesome, really fun. San Diego Beer News, technically. That's pretty cool. And I know, I know with Tyson's kids, he's gonna know this like feeling like 17 times over. But having handsome kids, it's gonna happen.
I mean, it's just built into the bloodline.
Yeah. I'm glad my son waited 7 more years than I did because he's 25, but it all worked out great. So I'm really excited about it. It's a fun thing to get to kind of share with my friends, which is what this group is. So
yeah,
congratulations
and
to the Hernandez family.
really cool.
They don't know yet.
Shit. First off, congratulations to you, Brandon, and then also congratulations to your son, Brandon.
Oh my God!
Good job, guys.
Good times.
Thank you.
Invite all my friends. Tell them.
Cheers to the next generation of Hernandez.
It's all it's cracked up to be.
Oh, I can't
sure
wait. I'm going to spoil this kid and then send him off. It's going to be great. Hey, I love my drunk grandpa. He's the best.
So this show
here's to the next second baseman for the Padres.
Oh,
he's sure to be short.
It'll be really nice. It'll be really nice when we identify a second baseman. That would be. Let's start with
Hernandez. It's gonna be Hernandez.
It would be really cool to start with a second baseman, and then we can worry about the next one. But anyways,
doing okay.
No, I mean, you got about 17 to 18 years from now. So
yeah, exactly. And
Lexi, where are you going?
Like Brandon said,
I was gonna show something to Brandon that I thought he would appreciate. My husband and I are both super baseball nerds, and we just got married in November. Cool. And this was our guest book.
Nice.
Yes, I know.
The other way. There you go.
Whoa,
that's good. Very nice. Very nice.
That is sweet.
And there's all of the basketball.
What?
The whole house is baseball. Yeah.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
really cool.
For sharing. That's really cool. Hey, can you?
Very cool.
Why don't you maximize someone really quick, Brian? Can you do that? Like, let's talk to Pat because we haven't talked to him enough.
Yeah, dude,
Oh,
that's
come on now. Oh, no.
Look at this man. So wonderful.
So I'll actually take it for the team, Pat. You're fine. So while Brandon is doing whatever the hell he's doing to show off or regale us with some awesome baseball memorabilia, which I think is what he's doing, we couldn't possibly do this show without the support of amazing human beings. We call them the Indie Beer Show patrons. If somehow we provide you enough edutainment, as we call it now, to warrant being paid by you a small stipend monthly, we've got 3 levels for you. We've got the splash level at $1.25 a month. We've got the pint level at $6 a month, and we've got our mug club level at $12.50, which is where we really appreciate your support. And to that effect, we have a new mug club member. That's Dan Diego's. Thank you. We really appreciate it. Welcome to the Indie Beer Show patron family. Dan Diego's a great little small beer bar in Claremont that most people don't even know about, but they always have great beer on tap.
That's right down the street from my house.
There you go. Outside of Dan Diego's, we got Bill, who's listening, Brian Captain Eli with Quaff, who is in the middle of brewing an awesome charity beer with 5 Suits. Check that out. Casey, Dante, Doug, Garen, George from Home Brewer and the Home Brew Co. Greg from Stone, a really good guy. The Indie Beer Show brand, COVID-19 pandemic, socially distancing, Zorball. Thanks, Greg and Maggie. Hoppy Craftsman Podcast, James, Jason, Jess from Ale Tales, who again supplied us with the Guild's current beer. Thank you very much, Ale Tales.
It's also where I got.
Where we got Black is Beautiful Urban Roots, which is really cool. Her new place, by the way, is fucking amazing. And if we ever get to go to a Padre game again, we are pre-gaming at Ale Tales, period.
They have grilled cheese there, you guys. Go there.
It's going to be great. Joey from Hoppy Beer Gear, Ron, Judith, the beer historian, Kenneth, Larry Smith, who's listening, Liz Hopfbauer, Matt and Candace, who are listening, McGill, Mr. Peacock from Tapcraft, we love you, Mike Sahagan, who's listening, Nathaniel, Norman, OC Beer Girl, who's listening, Pacific Beer Chat, Robert from 13 Point, Roger Smith, Rudy from Jolly Spaceship, who's obviously listening, Ryan from Gravity Heights, Sergio Nigos, who ordered a mask and a t-shirt this week. Shout out to you, buddy. Both items have shipped. You should get them very soon. And the best name in all of patron history, Jagus Vey. Those are the Indie Beer Show patrons. But that's not the only person that we want to support for this show. Mr. Hernandez, you mentioned it slightly earlier. You also have a way for the fans of our show to support your effort directly at San Diego Beer News or San Diego Beer.news, how could they support you directly? Unmute your mic, buddy.
Oh,
come on, brah.
There we go.
It still feels weird to put anything out there, but if you want to, there's a Patreon site for San Diego Beer.news. Patreon.com/San Diego Beer News, I think.
Yes, that is accurate.
If you can do it, great. If you can't, it is a
Cancel
pandemic.
your Netflix and support SC Beer News.
But so with all that aside, because I really appreciate the people who have done it. It's really cool. It's been great to see people support what I do. I really appreciate it. I hope I bring value to their lives. It's a really nice thing. It's still hard for me though. But getting back to things that are really super duper important, Lexi. So when me and my wife got engaged, my engagement present.
Baseball. This is baseball, isn't it?
It is baseball.
The important.
And you can see it anytime you want at the plant foot of Tony Gwynn at Petco Park.
Yeah.
It's the first brick you can get to. And it's pretty awesome. But yeah, so me and my wife, our first date was the Padres home opener. It was a riveting game where Sean Burroughs was walked home in the 10th inning for a 1-0 win for the Padres. But as boring as that game was, it gave me and my wife a long time to talk and really get to know each other, and it just formed many years later. It was a beautiful thing. So
walked home in baseball and walked home in beer world are two very different things.
Brandon,
it's true. Well, I was not walked home, but
I'm more in love with you guys now.
How magical! Next time I go to Copa Vita, I'm gonna look for that little magic stone that you guys have.
That's seriously
100%.
First brick. It's us. We got lucky, but our wedding. That was awesome.
Special place.
That's really
Brandon,
Why are you still awake?
Water down. Water. Go back to
You
bed.
all look so drunk right now.
Drunk.
Even me.
My mom is watching. Danielle, stop calling me out.
Because we are.
It's been more than 3
I guess
hours.
you left the party too early, girl.
You're like Cindy Lou Who waking up to see the Grinch taking the ornaments. Go back to bed. With a little
I'm here tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. when I sound like ass because I was hanging out at the Indie Beer Show.
Hey, by the way, I'll be awake, so you'll have one friend. It'll be okay.
You guys don't want this to ever end. This is just the nicest thing. I'm used to our Pink Boots happy hours, quote unquote, 1 hour, going at least 6+ hours twice a week.
That sounds kind of fun.
Yes. But all good things must end, and that includes this.
So sad.
Wait, one thing, Brandon. I have to tell you, I am also on a brick in Petco Park.
Yes.
I didn't doubt it for a minute.
Grocery store. My dad got my whole my dad, my mom, my brother, and I are on a brick, probably near where you are.
Oh, you never told
Well, I have
the
to look
Hive
for that.
The Hive
cutting.
is a secret organization within Pink Boots, the Hive. You don't know about it, but it's called the Hive.
Okay. Well, there's the Hive, and we're brick buddies.
I
Great.
I was
can
totally
comprehend
prepared to
this
do
right
my
now.
top 3, but
Awesome.
that's a different indie beer show, so I'll just text you guys that I know.
Yeah.
Right?
So
It'll be on the Pink Boots show.
I want to make one thing clear. I edited about 15 questions and an entire top 3 and what we drank and a whole bunch of other things out of the show so that we could finish only an hour late. So
we're not done. We're not done.
Yes, we are.
No,
So
I'm
if you want to reach us, that's at Cheers at Indie.Beer. We're at Indie Beer Show on Twitter, at the Indie Beer Show on Insta and Facebook. If you want to break our perfect streak of no voicemails since Greg from Stone, 619-798-6038.
Prank calls. Prank calls are great.
To everyone that listened, participated, commented, I really appreciate it. I cannot get to all of the fans' comments, but I do want to make sure that everyone realizes about the resource that Maggie has put together for everyone.
Maggie,
bit.ly/helpsdbeer2. You can also get to it at SanDiegoBeer.news. There's a yellow stripe right across the very top of the screen that says brewery statuses. Click that, and you can go directly there. Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon, for making that awesome, amazing resource yet again.
Thanks for making an awesome resource, because you guys are all awesome.
This show's about SD Beer News. So let's close it out with how can people keep up with you? What's the best social media channels? And then we'll end it with the website.
All right. So SD Beer News on Twitter and Instagram, San Diego Beer News on Facebook, SanDiegoBeer.news on the internet. It's really quite simple, but more importantly, I will bring the news to you guys via Plexus, Facebook, and all those things. Oh my God, it's Val!
How do you end when Val comes into the frame? No, I can't end it with Val here.
Yeah, we have to end it with Val here. It's wonderful. I love everything that has happened in this show. This show was an amazing show for Tyson, Lexi, Amy, Danielle, Mr. McIlhenney, Mrs. McIlhenney, Mr. Hernandez, Mr. Garcia, Estella, and myself. I don't ever say my name, apparently. I keep getting these damn emails. I'm fucking Brian. It says it right fucking there on the screen. I'm Brian. You've been listening to the Indie Beer Show.
Nuggets.
Thank you, and good night.